Welcome back, everybody, to my channel and to your channel as well, Mike Shriver Ministries, right here on YouTube. Where in about roughly 10 minutes or so, we will have President Donald J. Trump talking to us again. Hold on here. That button there. We will have President Donald J. And there we go. I got that echo off. Yeah, when you start live from your OBS studio, when you do go live for your channel, and then you also have the YouTube going at the same time. You have to hit. Oh, that's weird. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, this keyboard's shot. My daughter straightened out, rearranged my kitchen for me yesterday. Without my consent, God bless her little soul. And when I was rearranging everything, where my keyboard was, if it would have been just left where it was the night before, like right here, it would not have gotten broken. It ended up getting broken yesterday, so it's just kind of flipping out on me. But anyway, that's fine. She meant well, and her intentions were good, and I love my little girl, so I forgave her right away for rearranging my kitchen. When I shouldn't even ask. And then I remembered back in the day, I used to do that when I was living with my mom when I was younger, and she said, Michael, I love you, honey, but, when I'm dead, then you can rearrange everything. She said, until I'm dead, you can't do that. I said, okay. Good to see you, Mary Smith's in the house. We're glad to have you with us. She said, I tried to do my video, but loud instruments going on downstairs. Help suggestions. Oh, you mean like up in your studio, like upstairs in your house? Well, like in a way to make it so the sound. It's a good question, because our microphones nowadays pretty much pick up anything beyond what's around us. Yeah, I don't know on that one, but I'm looking forward to seeing more videos from you when you're able to do them without all the extra noise. I think it's really cool. I seen some of your YouTube videos, and you did well. There's a passion inside of you for God. I can feel it. It's not just a regular, okay, I love the Lord passion either. There's something about you. You did really well. Impressive. And after all, is that you, cat? Oh, my cat wants me to play with her. She's so precious. Hey, it's Angela, child of God, in the house with us. My cat just brought me her cat toy, so I can't just ignore that. Gino's in the house. Are you ready, Eamon? Eamon, ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready? Go. She almost sounds like a dog when she chases after her toy. It's so funny because she... I love my cats. They're so much fun. I found that cats can bring more joy than a dog ever could. Not that I love dogs. But cats, I find, I don't know, there's something about cats. Maybe it's because I'm old. I don't know. Oh, did you hear that? Nymeria. Kitty, kitty, kitty. She's so funny. She's playing with this cut shoestring. And she throws it up in the air. She goes, whoop, and it goes flying up. And then she curves her body to go up and squat at it. It's just, she's so fun. Yeah, what are you looking at? I'm looking at you, old man. I don't know what I'd do without my cats, Gino. Cats, they're a blessing. Not to mention, for some reason, Angela, I am so allergic to dog dander, 10 times worse than I am cat dander. I don't know why. I don't know what the difference is. I mean, what is the difference between cat dander and dog dander? I don't know. Isn't it all just like dried up shedding skin? If that's the case, I shed all the time. Am I a dog? Nobody answer that. Oh, man. So we are 7 minutes away from the greatest president the United States has seen probably in 50 years, since Reagan. I would definitely say since Reagan, and I think he's in the top 5 best presidents in American history. A man appointed by God. And, we have a hard time swallowing this cup. But even the auto pen, Even the auto pen was appointed by God to be in office. If we didn't have the auto pen word salad administration, we never would have realized how deep our nation is in deceit and in absolute ungodly life. Now, I get it, we're all sinners saved by grace, but some people actually fight that and have become victorious through the Holy Ghost, the Spirit of Jesus, the Holy Ghost, in their lives. But many on the left, they don't even fight. They just don't care. They don't care about God. They don't believe in the Lord. They don't believe in the Word of God. They don't believe that one day they will die. And they have to give an account for their life. But thank God for mercy and grace. Thank God for a heart that wants to serve God. Thank God for people that don't give up and don't quit, even if they failed God. Where a man falls down, and even women. It's humanity is what God means by man. Now, there are specifics in the word where it is definitely a difference between humans as far as men and women. There is definitely a gender gap there, not gap, but a gender differences as far as how God has set up things, the pecking order, if you will, in the marriage and the family. You know? Yeah, that's exactly right, Mary Smith. There are spiritual things. And where you spiritually fall down, that's where you spiritually have to pick yourself back up. Because if you don't, the devil will hog-tie you, spiritually speaking. And he will kick you so hard. He will kick you till you spiritually die. And if he can, he will physically kill you. And if you die backslid, good luck. Because that's not what we want to die as. We want to die doing our best for God. Going to our grave. Not sure whether or not we're going to make it. Right? But knowing at least we can say we did our bestest to live for God. And now it's my time to die. If you are fortunate enough to see death coming, that means you have enough time because you did live a godly life the best you could. And now it's time, and you could be moments, minutes, seconds, or days away. And because you did live a godly life, even if it was for a year or two, then you can say, I have finished the race. I have ran the course, and there will be a treasure of heaven laid up for me if I can cross that finish line. And Jesus decides who crosses that finish line. That's why we can't judge people. We can absolutely make observations. The Word of God does judge us while we're on the earth, yes. But in the end, when we die, like I say about people in the ministry, they're in the hands of a loving and merciful God. And He will decide where He goes. President Trump will be live with us in about 3 minutes, in theory. President Trump he's a busy man, so he's not always on time. So, there's that. But he tries, right? And he is the best president we've ever had. I would say that, I don't know what you guys think, but I would think that men like Lincoln and Washington were great presidents. I love Lincoln because he set the slaves free. But did you know the American Civil War was not fought to free the slaves? Not at first. It was fought to preserve the Union. That was the primary focus, to preserve the Union. All right, let me get my doohickey, which is over here. I'm going to need that battery. That's a AAA. Oh, grumbles. Oh, there we go. Ah, there it is. These batteries were giving me, or the one battery was giving me a fit earlier. It was almost enough to make a preacher cuss. Almost. I remember one of the first things my mentor in the ministry ever said to me, one of the first conversations we ever had. He said, Brother Schreiber, he said, that was almost enough to make a preacher cuss. I said, Brother Ward. He said, no, I don't cuss, he said. He said, I used to. And I said, well, yeah, I used to cuss too. I used to make up words to add to the lexicon of swear words. Brand new words no human had ever heard. Well, hello. Look what was behind me. Hello. What are you doing? What you, my baby? She's always watching over me. Here, let me get this camera up and over. That way. There we go. There's always someone watching me. That actually reminds me of a song. Who do we got here? We got Harkum. The point is Lincoln could have ended the war if he conceded on not ending slavery. So in other words, are you saying if he would have, I might have misheard you, or I misunderstood what you're saying. In other words, wait, what now? The point is Lincoln could have ended the war early if he conceded on not ending slavery. God bless him, he did end slavery. I'm glad he did. And the war would have still been fought, at least in my opinion, for 4 years. And surprisingly, it didn't go longer. Thank God it didn't. The bloodshed could end. Ta-da. Okay. But the American Civil War didn't start to end the slaves. It just didn't. It was started to preserve the Union, and then that happened in 1863. In fact, I think he even wrote the Emancipation Proclamation before 1863. It was given at Gettysburg. And then for, 2.5 years, we also gave our lives to end slavery. And thank God for it, because no man should have to live under physical chains, let alone spiritual chains of bondage. Amen? All right, now I got my keyboard working. I can go over to there and go to here and... go to here. Yeah, we lost a lot of men in the American Civil War. A lot of men. And women died too. Nurses. We had a lot of losses. Let me see if I can get Fox instead. I cannot wait to get my other keyboard running. Because this one broke last night. Or actually this morning. No, that was yesterday. Alright. Where is it at? No, that's not it. Well, we could start with that and then go over to Fox. Here we go. So where is everybody from in the chat? Where are you from? If you care to share your age, it's up to you, just out of curiosity. Yeah, I've never used a knife to actually hit the space bar. There we go. Copy and paste. And tomorrow I will probably be taking the day off. I'll probably do some news in the morning, a little prayer. We'll do the Lord's Prayer. We'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. I'll bring some news, maybe a little bit of word early in the morning. Probably somewhere between 8 and 9 a.m. I'm guessing I'll be live. And but then for the rest of the day, including the afternoon and the evening, I will be off. I started cleaning up my place today a little bit more than I normally would, and it's very nice to do that. My house is a wreck.
Here this week at the White House, and as I pulled that up there with cut number 2, the meeting with President Xi.
That's going to be interesting.
We'll go to a quick commercial break.
I can't wait to hear about that. Oh yeah, by the way, the 82nd Airborne, what was it, 2,000 members of the 82nd Airborne are being deployed to the Middle East? Anybody hear that yet? we can mute this part.
Since 2015, we've proudly broadcasted every single one of President Trump's iconic MAGA rallies,
Let's see.
bringing you the excitement and energy live before anyone else.
Fact.
By watching RSBN,
Oh wait, there he
you
is.
get an unfiltered
Or is that an old
overview
one?
of the action on the ground. We interview the crowds to give a voice to millions of Americans just like you. We show you President Trump's speeches in their entirety, free from interruptions and censorship. We cover the stories that matter to you with the integrity
Fox
and
News
passion
should
you deserve.
have him
Thank you for
as
choosing
well.
RSBN as your home for America First News. Together, we stand strong, united, and informed. So join us and be part of the right side of history.
Hey y'all, it's Sil.
We had a good little Bible study earlier today, guys. That was fun. I enjoyed that. I wasn't expecting to have one. I was going to test out my microphone, but I figured why not? And it was nice that Mary brought out some scripture, and that kind of got us started in that direction. So let's do this. Let me get a couple of videos up here before he comes on. I think he's not going to be early tonight. Typically he's late, but then again it's a dinner, so I was thinking maybe he would be able to show up on time tonight. Let's see. Iran outlines demands. Iran outlines demands. Oh, well, that's rich. That's just rich, I'll tell you. How can they go ahead and make the demands? We're the ones attacking them. And from my understanding, they're not wanting to end this destructive conflict. So that's kind of surprising. And tonight at 10:30 p.m., Pastor Benjamin Kreitz, that's 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, will be my guest. He'll be my co-host tonight. And we will be, we don't have a topic yet set. So at minimum, we'll be doing a question and answer between the two of us. You guys can ask either of us or both of us questions. And we'll entertain those questions with some answers from the Bible. And so that'll be fun. Has anybody seen Sharon Peterson lately?
You've got more, right?
Well, you do because we want to get back to the intensifying situation in the Middle East as the wheels of diplomacy turn in the conflict with Iran. The Pentagon is keeping up the pressure on the regime. It's preparing to deploy one of the most elite and iconic forces in the U.S. military to the Persian Gulf. And Matt Finn is in Dubai with more. Hi, Matt.
Oops. Pardon me, guys. Just give me a second here.
Potentially opening up a path to diplomacy, and President Trump says the U.S. is having peace talks with Iran, but so far Iran has been denying the past couple of days that those talks are happening. Now, this morning, the Wall Street Journal reports that the United States has sent Iran a 15-point plan to end the war. It's largely what the U.S. was asking of Iran before Operation Epic Fury began. The document was sent through intermediaries, and it calls on Iran in part to dismantle 3 nuclear sites and any enrichment on Iranian soil, and to dismantle its ballistic missile program. In return, Iran would have nuclear-related sanctions lifted. Now, yesterday, the Prime Minister of India said he had a productive call with the president about peace, and Pakistan says it's
be nice when this war does get over with. But I can see why it's being fought. I mean, it's at this point, it's really not much of a fight. It's more of a, you know, Iran apparently likes to get the snot kicked out of it for reasons. Let's switch back over here.
Thousands of additional U.S. troops, in addition to the Marines already deployed here.
If the sound disappeared on you, it'll be coming back up here in a second.
Or taking critical part of Ireland.
And Saudi Arabia and the UAE have proposed a new trade route that would use the Gulf but avoid the Strait of Hormuz. It connects Daman and Sharjah without using the strait, which is, as we know, effectively closed as Iran holds its grip on it. And today the USE says it is, or the UAE says it has now engaged more than 1,800 drones since Operation Epic Fury began.
All right, testing.
Went off.
Can you guys hear my voice again?
Possible incoming here, but then the all clear was given as well. Dana, Bill.
Okay, thank you, Matt Finn.
So, Dana, just want to little bit about what's happening in the region, the theater, and knowing that there's more firepower coming in the 2nd Airborne and the Marine Expeditionary Units, 2 of them here. You've got the Navy spread out and well around the area of Iran. On the Strait of Hormuz, Matt was touching on this a little bit. There's these little islands that are not
Testing. 1 2 1 2 1 1 1 1 2 1 2 3 and 4. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. All right, we should be good. Now let me bring back up this video. Is it echoing again? Okay. Let's go ahead and do that. There. That should have it fixed. Okay, yeah, the echo should be gone. Now I gotta just bring this back up. I wasn't expecting to have these difficulties, but here we are. But such is life at times, such is life. I think we've all been through struggles. Okay, copy, paste. Over here, over to here, and... Let's try this again. Hopefully it'll sound decent. I don't know what happened to that sound. It was choppy.
You've got more, right?
We do, because we want to get back to the intensifying situation in the Middle East as the wheels of diplomacy turn in the conflict with Iran. The Pentagon is keeping up the pressure on the regime. It's preparing to deploy one of the most elite and iconic forces in the U.S. military to the Persian Gulf. And Matt Finn is in Dubai with more. Hi, Matt.
Hi, Dana. Today marks the 2nd day of President Trump's pause on striking Iran's infrastructure. It's potentially opening up a path to diplomacy, and President Trump says the U.S. is
we got some John Kennedy to watch.
But so far,
I love how many in the chat just adore Senator Kennedy? I pray God gives him 25 more years of his mind and his body and his, his whole, everything about him being fit for another 20 years to be in office, because he's great for the Conservative Party.
And it calls on Iran in part to dismantle 3 nuclear sites and any enrichment on Iranian soil, and to dismantle its ballistic missile program.
Knife so I can hit my spacebar button. Let's type.
Now, yesterday, the Prime Minister of India said he had a productive call with the President about peace, and Pakistan says it's willing to physically host or facilitate talks for a settlement here in the Middle East. Now, the commander of the 82nd Airborne Division, Major General Brandon Tegmeyer, has been ordered to deploy here to the Middle East as the Trump administration decides whether to send the entire elite 82nd Airborne Division.
Computer, who is DWS News? Is that a private YouTuber?
In addition to the Marines already deployed here.
DW News is a German public broadcaster service, not a private YouTuber. It's Deutsche Welle's international news channel with a YouTube
trade route that would use the Gulf but avoid the Strait of Hormuz. It connects Daman and Sharjah without using the strait, which is, as we know, effectively closed as Iran holds its grip on it. And today the UAE says it is now engaged more than 1,800 drones since Operation Epic Fury began a short while ago.
Computer, has Trump showed up for his dinner tonight for the in Washington, D.C.?
Was given as well. Dana, Bill.
Okay, thank you, Matt Finn.
So,
Trump dined at Joe's Seafood in D.C. on Tuesday, ordering crab, shrimp, salad,
Computer,
steak, and...
Tonight's President Trump being live. Is he on yet?
Marine Expeditionary Units, 2 of them here. You've got the Navy spread out.
No live Trump broadcast tonight.
You mean no live Trump broadcast tonight? That's not true.
There's these little islands that are... a lot of people live there. In fact, they're just manned on behalf of the Iranian military.
Computer, isn't Trump doing that dinner tonight?
If I can go ahead and pop this up for you. You know, this waterway here.
No current information about Trump having dinner in Washington, D.C. tonight.
Low tide. But these islands here, we'll go in one more thing. These are part of the
nauseate
let me get back to
violence,
where we
okay?
were.
And you've got Abu Musa, Greater Tomb, Lesser Tomb. Why are they significant?
I think it's supposed to be on at 6:30, but maybe not.
That
Because
can't
he
be
would be on
manned
by
on behalf
now
of
if
the
he's doing like a
Iranians.
dinner thing. But then again, he is late a lot. So.
Anti-ship missiles, and they've been hit a couple times now by the U.S. And the Israeli military. So I'll just come over here and show you a little bit of what the satellite.
But yeah, we should have a good time with
is
Pastor
showing
Kreitz
us.
tonight. Benjamin's a lot of fun.
On one of these
He's really become a close
that I
friend,
just
and
mentioned right there.
I'm grateful for him, just like I am all the rest of you too.
The Iranian military.
It's good to have
All right, this is a
godly
picture.
centered
Slide it
people
over here, Jimmy, and I'll
that
show
are
you
doing
the
their
other
best
strike
to live
damage
for
here.
God.
That building is gone. It's just been entirely removed.
And the 82nd Airborne, huh? Wow,
here.
check it
I'll
out.
point to 2 things on
Going
the
to be
map
sent
here.
over there.
This building here.
What was it, 2,000 of them at first?
Isn't illegal aliens. They twist the census numbers.
That one's gone.
POTUS expected to deliver remarks at 7:20 p.m. Also, at 7:20 p.m. tonight.
He believes there are many of them.
Okay, I thought he was going to be live at 6:30, but that's okay. We're here now, so I will get us a good old lineup of news broadcasts while we wait for him. And I'm just glad you're all here right now. It's good to come together as those that love the Lord and those that are inspiring to become lovers of the Lord.
Good to have you. Good to be with you, Bill. We have the list of the Iranian demands so far.
Yeah.
And I'll just tick them off.
That's
Closing
kind of
all
Iranian
military
demands.
bases in the Persian Gulf is one. The payment of the reparations for the attacks on Iran. You've got an order for the Strait of Hormuz that allows Iran to charge transit fees to the waterway. And there's like 4 or 5 other things on here that I cannot see the Americans agreeing to. How do you go about this?
Well, Bill, that's not going to happen. That's an Iranian, fairy tale wish list. President Trump has been very clear on this. From
It's going to
the
be
start.
unconditional.
He said, Steve,
I didn't think there would be the enemy making demands on us. I mean, that's pretty bold
And he said, look, Iran, you have to dismantle
and
your nuclear
futile
program.
because there's no way
You
Trump's
have to
going
take out your
to do
ballistic
that.
missile program, and you have to stop paying your proxies. You have to stop paying Hamas and Hezbollah and the Houthis to attack Israel and the U.S. and shipping in the region. That's it. And if you don't do it,
They are absolutely
And
crazy.
the Iranians came back and reportedly said that they
Oh,
were
we got 200 watching right
10
now. That's
nuclear
nice.
bombs, and they got epic fury in response. Now, after a month of war, a month of Iran being pounded.
So we got about 33 minutes until our great president is
And we'll see
at
if
that
they
dinner
sit
for
down,
tonight.
which has not
And
been
I got
confirmed
some
either.
president, or not
Here's the
president, yeah, I wish
yesterday
president,
talking about
like
this
next
product.
time,
Go ahead and roll.
John Kennedy videos.
They're going to make a deal. They
This
did
one was
something
from 39
yesterday
minutes
that
ago.
was amazing, actually. They gave us a present, and the present arrived today.
And I'll get
It
that
was
in
a
the
very
queue right
big
now. I love
present.
John
It was
Kennedy.
a tremendous amount of money. It wasn't nuclear. It was oil and gas related. And it was a very nice thing they did. But what it showed me is that we're dealing with the right people.
Okay, how do you interpret that?
This video is awfully skippy. I'm going to go ahead and get this other one going
The whole regime
with Kennedy.
was wiped out. From the Ayatollah down, the top 50 leaders in the regime were taken out. So we need a...
There we go.
Sheriff. You're sheriff of Durham County.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful parish. Or we call our counties parishes. Beautiful county. Is it at least part of your job to protect the public?
Yes, it is.
Okay. You believe that vetting
That's true, Mary.
people at the
They are
border
persistent boogers.
is racist, do you not?
I'm sorry.
You believe that vetting people at the border is racist, do you not?
No, I've never said that. I believe that having secure borders is important, and we have
He
processes
almost reminds me of Lord
that allow
Fishburne here for a
individuals to come into the
second.
country the right way.
What's his name from the
You
Matrix?
believe
Just for a
that
minute.
people should be able to violate federal immigration laws without consequences, don't you?
No, sir, I do not. I believe that anyone who violates federal or state law needs to be held accountable, and there need to be consequences.
You don't believe in cooperating with ICE, do you?
I believe in cooperating with federal authorities, as I do. A number of federal agencies I cooperate with, and I certainly would cooperate with ICE if they would cooperate with me.
Wireless mode.
You were elected in 2018, Sheriff, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. On April 18, 2018, you gave an interview with a media organization called Indie Week. Do you remember that?
I'm familiar with the paper, yes.
Okay. Here's what you said. I'm quoting you, your words, not mine. I disagree with the incumbent sheriffs. That's the guy you beat. With the incumbent sheriff's cooperation with ICE. I will make a clear and uncompromising commitment to not cooperate with
They are
ICE.
definitely
As
fueling
sheriff, I will not honor ICE detainers, and we will not participate in ICE roundups, end quote. Did I read that correctly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In April of last year, you spoke to a group of ICE employees. Do you remember that?
Not particularly, no.
Okay, well, there was an article in a media organization, a media entity called the Assembly. Are you familiar with them? Do you remember?
I've heard of the Assembly, yes.
Yeah, do you remember giving them an interview?
I give
ICE employees that you spoke to, you were referencing them, and you said, quote, these ICE officials, asked me, so Sheriff, if someone is about to be released from your jail and the detainer is about to expire, you will call us and let us know? What was my answer? You said, no, because that's not what the law says. No, I will not call ICE. End quote. Did I read that correctly?
Yes, you did. And, sir, Senator, that was before the new law, which is now House Bill 318, which requires me to make that second phone call.
Oh, that explains
Prior
everything.
to that, it was not
Silly
state
me.
law, which I follow and all my deputies follow. So now we do make that second phone call. But ICE agents are notified whenever someone is entered into processed into my jail.
Do you need some water? Because I think your pants.
There, I figured it out finally. Silly me. Boom. Perfect. That's better. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Took a long time, but I got it figured out. You ever wonder if these judges and these liberals are lying through their teeth? I mean, I know it sounds like a rhetorical question, but why in the world do they have no conscience? Did they sell their soul to the devil? I ain't talking your everyday Democrat person on the street. I got friends that are Democrats. But I'm talking to guys in Congress. They have no conscience. They know they're lying, and they do it collectively. That's what's kind of creepy. Like the Democrats all vote no in unison, or they'll all vote yes in unison. Not a single one of them, typically, except for Fetterman, will vote no. It's just the weirdest thing. Ooh, 9 minutes ago. Yeah, I love. I can say you did, boy. Wow, he's lying again. Man, oh man, these people's children. Or some people's children. That's a better way of saying it. Oh, yeah. Oh, hold on. Hold on.
Senator, it's not a matter of that
Is
I
that
hate
better?
immigration
Can you guys
law.
hear it now?
You could have
I'm going to
fooled
rewind
me,
it because
Sheriff.
I want to hear it again anyway.
Thank you,
but
sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your service.
Wow.
You're now in charge. I got to go vote.
Kennedy's so awesome. Wow, was the sound all out like on Kennedy the whole time? Or did it just recently go out?
Good evening, I'm Bill Malugin, and this is your Fox News report. The TSA's acting administrator says more than 480 agents have quit since the shutdown began.
There's a real human toll
Okay, so that
to
the
wake up
sound
and
was
show up to work
completely
every
out
day
on
not
him.
knowing
Hey,
how
there's
to
Larry.
United States
Senator
Senator
Cruz squared the worst wait times at airports in history, and the agency's workforce will lose $1 billion in missed paychecks by Friday.
Yeah, you can hear it now.
A
Okay,
verdict
yeah.
in the social media
We'll go back to
addiction
Kennedy here in a
trial,
minute.
jury
We'll listen to it
finding
again.
Meta and YouTube both
Yeah,
liable for
God clearly
negligence in how
says
they
you
operate
add a
and
child of
for
God
failing
or
to
a
warn
child
that
of
their
wrath of the
platforms
devil.
could be harmful to minors. The jury
You are
awarded
a
$6
child of
million
God
in
or
damages to the 20-year-old plaintiff. Iran has rejected a ceasefire proposal from the U.S. Pakistan offered to mediate talks, and while more than 1,000 U.S. troops are preparing to deploy to the region, Iran is issuing its own
we
demands
can't serve two
and launching
masters.
more strikes across the Middle East. A doctor is on trial for allegedly trying to kill his own wife. Ariel Koenig testified that her husband, Gerhard Koenig, tried to push her off a cliff during a birthday hike in Hawaii.
Happy
Gerhard
birthday,
Koenig
baby!
was pleaded not guilty.
Go flying!
And a house
That's
party packed
awful.
with up to 800 teens turns into total chaos in Texas. It was at a multi-million-dollar mansion rented out on Airbnb. The party advertised on social media. It got rowdy. Shots were fired. Thankfully, nobody hurt. In Washington, I'm Bill Malugin.
That's crazy. Wow. Oh, that was quick. Let's bring that Kennedy back up because it's a good one. It has to do with ICE or it has to do with illegal immigrants and all that. And I had no clue the sound was out on it. I apologize. Let's see here. Convenient. It's right there. Guys, I do apologize. I've been having problems today, or this evening, that is, with the audio and stuff, but it's fixed now. All right, let's go over that again. I had no clue the sound was out for the entirety of that video. That's embarrassing for me. I should have been paying more attention instead of trying to figure out what's going on here. Okay, here we go. Kennedy's always worth a couple times listening to anyway, at least in my opinion.
Sheriff, you're sheriff of Durham County.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful parish. Or we call our counties parishes. Beautiful county. Is it at least part of your job to protect the public?
Yes, it is.
Okay. You believe that vetting people at the border is racist, do you not?
I'm sorry?
You believe that vetting people at the border is racist, do you not?
No, I've never said that. I believe that having secure borders is important, and we have processes that allow individuals to come into the country the right way. Absolutely.
You believe that people should be able to violate federal immigration laws without consequences, don't you?
No, sir, I do not. I believe that anyone who violates federal or state law needs to be held accountable, and there need to be consequences.
You don't believe in cooperating with ICE, do you?
I believe in cooperating with federal authorities, as I do. A number of federal agencies I cooperate with, and I certainly would cooperate with ICE if they would cooperate with me.
Okay. You were elected in 2018, Sheriff, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. On April 18, 2018, you gave an interview with a media organization
Good to
called
see you, Brother
Indie
Jeff.
Week. Do you remember that?
I'm familiar with the paper, yes.
Okay. Here's what you said. I'm quoting you, your words, not mine. I disagree with the incumbent sheriffs. That's the guy you beat. With the incumbent sheriff's cooperation with ICE. I will make a clear and uncompromising commitment to not cooperate with ICE. As sheriff, I will not honor ICE detainers, and we will not participate in ICE roundups, end quote. Did I read that correctly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In April of last year, you spoke to a group of ICE employees. Do you remember that?
Not particularly, no.
Okay, well, there was an article in a media organization, a media entity called the Assembly. Are you familiar with them? Do you remember?
I've heard of the Assembly, yes.
Something tells me he's
giving
lying.
them an interview?
How do
I
you
give several
be a man
interviews.
of this man's
I actually don't
intelligence, his
remember that
caliber
particular
of
one, but
intelligence,
Okay.
and not remember
Well,
doing that less
here's
than a
what
year
you
ago?
said in the interview, apparently on the record. These ICE employees that you spoke to, you were referencing them, and you said, quote, they, these ICE officials, asked me, so Sheriff, if someone is about to be released from your jail and the detainer is about to expire, you will call us and let us know? What was my answer? You said, no, because that's not what the law says. No, I will not call ICE. End quote. Did I read that correctly?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
And, sir, Senator, that was before the new law, which is now House Bill 318, which requires me to make that
I
second
believe he
phone
did
call.
too.
Yeah.
Prior to that, it was not state law, which I follow and all my deputies follow.
Sure.
And so now we
And
do
that's
make
where,
that second phone
you
call.
know,
But ICE agents
God
are
judges
notified
that
whenever someone
because
is entered into
he
my
knows the
process,
man's
into my
mind.
jail.
Do you need some water? Because I think your pants are on
He could
fire.
say that, nope, I don't remember.
Do you remember
And I can't prove that he can or
a
can't.
gentleman by the name of
But
Carlos
God knows, and that's where God comes
Heriberto
in.
Mendoza Martinez?
If he doesn't repent of it.
Not right off, sir, no.
Okay. Sheriff, you should. He was in our country illegally from Mexico. He was in a street gang.
He's like,
Back in Mexico, he was convicted of manslaughter. And he was in your jail. And because in 2021 and 2024, Mr. Martinez
Jeff.
was arrested for assaulting a woman and domestic violence. And ICE placed a detainer on this guy because he was in our country illegally. And he was a criminal. And he was in your jail.
WWZ in the
honor that
house.
detainer, would
Good
you?
to see you, buddy.
I can't say that I did not.
Yeah, he's
honor
got more
the
moves than
detainment.
X-Lax.
I can
President
say
Trump
what
does.
I did honor was the conditions of the release that were issued by a judge. And so therefore, and once again, ICE was notified that they could come
Do
pick
you
up
really
this individual.
believe in public safety?
Yes, sir, I do.
You would allow
Liar,
someone
pants
in
on
our country
fire.
illegally convicted of manslaughter, convicted of domestic violence in your jail. ICE says, please hold him when his time is up. We want to get this criminal out of our country. And you said no.
ICE was notified that they could come pick up the individual, and for some reason they did not. And the judge issued the conditions of release. I am a custodian. I do not determine who is released or held. I follow the court's order.
Sheriff, I don't mean any disrespect, but you ought to be ashamed of that.
Yes.
How can you possibly be for public safety if you hate our immigration laws so much that you would let a convicted murderer back on the street? Do you really hate immigration laws that much?
Senator, it's not a matter of that I hate immigration law.
You could have fooled me, Sheriff.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your service. You're now in charge. I got to go vote.
Okay. Now we got through that one. We heard it all. That was my fault earlier. Apologies. And here we go with another video. And President Trump should be speaking in 15 minutes. He's speaking at a dinner, so I'm under the impression he should be on time. God bless him. All right, here we go, guys. Jesse Waters from last night. How many love Jesse Waters? I know I do.
Fox News alert: the commander of the 82nd Airborne Division has just been ordered to report to the Middle East. The president's aiming to secure the Strait and maybe take Kharg Island, Iran's crown jewel. The 82nd is a light infantry parachute assault unit, usually the tip of the spear, and can deploy anywhere in the world in less than 18 hours. Central Command has already bombed a ton of targets on Kharg Island. You'd expect the paratroopers to drop in at night, secure airfields, do a quick repair job on the Strip, and pave the way for the Air Force and Marines to deliver more men, armor, and gear. It's risky, but once you control that island, you control Iran's economic lifeline. All this as more elements of U.S. Special Forces move into the Gulf. A recent surge in C-17 flights into the region indicate a light ground strike force could take action imminently. This wouldn't be a ground war. These units are designed for precision, speed, and impact. They bring together elite elements from the SEALs, Rangers, and Delta. Their job? Execute the most dangerous and sophisticated missions in the world, like dismantling networks and eliminating high-value targets. These special operators do it with minimal footprint and maximum effect. If there's a decisive blow to strike, these are the men to do it. Here's Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg.
I'm a big believer in putting boots on the ground, not necessarily into Iran, but taking Kharg Island and also taking the Strait of Hormuz. Look, we kind of need to do it the way the Romans used to do it.
As this elite task force gets into position, what's left of the Iranian military is being crippled.
That's right.
They've
If you're going to do
achieved
something,
air supremacy,
do it the way
so
the
our
Romans
B-2s
would.
are refueling mid-flight and continuing to drop heavy ordnance.
Whoops.
And we're getting help from the British.
B-52 bombers now launching strikes from RAF Fairford in Britain with a full complement of 24 2,000-pound satellite-guided penetrator bombs. Those normally need to be dropped 5 to 15 miles from the target.
All this is happening as we enter day 2 of the negotiations with the Speaker of the Iranian Parliament. The regime's now come under pressure from its last 2 allies. The Chinese and the Russians are telling Tehran to lay off the strait and cut a deal before Trump seizes the oil. But even though the United States is in peace talks with the Iranians, both sides still letting it fly.
You can see first responders here that are at the scene of a ballistic missile impact in Tel Aviv. The side of this apartment building totally sheared off as the first responders are working to remove.
Yeah, that's true. Rome did fall.
Multiple people were injured.
All nations rise and fall, but hopefully not why any of us are alive.
Significant amount of
now, my hope is the United States exists even after Christ's return and even into the millennial reign of Christ. I think we will.
Iranian
I really
command and
do.
control is shot, so lone survivors are shooting till the powder runs dry. Sometimes indiscriminately into residential buildings. Sometimes
Detroit Lions, baby. That's
British
where it's
special
at.
forces had to repel 14 Iranian
All the cool people like the
kamikaze
Detroit
drones
Lions,
just last
and
night
you
in
should
Iraq.
too. And you can
But
get
the
all that
president
information
says
and
it could all be
more
over soon.
right here on Mike Shriver
They have
Ministries.
no anti-aircraft
I
equipment
love
left,
what I do.
no radar left, no
It's a
leaders
pleasure
left.
to do this.
The leaders are all gone. Nobody knows who to talk to. We're
They're all
actually
gone.
talking
Nobody
to the
knows
right
who to
people, and
talk
they
to.
want to make a deal so badly. You have no idea how badly they want to make a deal.
Hey, welcome in
And we'll see what happens.
USMC, Simplified Do or Die. All my friends got to go into the Marine Corps. But me,
has a modern military
I had
been
asthma,
so
so they said,
rapidly
nope,
and
nope, nope, nope.
historically obliterated,
the ASVAB and
defeated
everything.
from day one with overwhelming firepower. That's why we see ourselves as part of this negotiation as well. We negotiate with bombs.
I like
You have a
Hexeth. I don't know why
choice
people
as we
don't like
loiter
him.
over the top of Tehran.
And they
the
all
president
used to
talked
pick on him about being
your
an
future.
alcoholic.
The president
Are
has
you
made it
kidding
clear
me?
that you will not have a nuclear weapon.
You know how
The
many
War Department
people in the
agrees.
world
Our
are
job is to
alcoholics
ensure that.
and they're complaining about Hexeth being an
We told the
alcoholic?
mullahs we'd turn the lights off, and within hours, they came to the table. And they brought a gift.
Chet's in the house. Yeah,
They did
Chet in
something
the Marine
yesterday
Corps.
that was
Hoorah.
amazing, actually. They
My friend
gave us
became a
present,
sniper in the Corps.
And the president arrived today. And it was a very big present worth a tremendous amount of money. And I'm not going to tell you what that present is, but it was a very significant
Hello, GS. Welcome in. John, welcome in.
prize.
We got
And
10
they
minutes
gave it
until
to
the
us,
president's
and they
supposed
said
to
they
be
were gonna
live.
give it, so that meant one thing to me, would deal with the right
And then
people.
stick around 10:30 p.m. tonight. Pastor
was
Benjamin
related to
Christ
the
will be my
flow, to the
co-host,
straight, yeah.
coming at you from
Text me at
Texas.
the end of the show.
And we're going to have a good time.
Because
It's
I
going to
have
be
no idea.
Bible questions.
We do know the
We don't got a
Iranians
particular
can't bribe
topic
their way out of
offhand.
this. The American
So
objectives
bring your
haven't
questions.
changed.
Remember,
and
it
we
all
will
starts
help
with they cannot have a
you
nuclear
to get those
weapon.
answers
Just,
through the Word of
you know,
God.
I said yesterday,
together.
they said, what are the top 10? I said, well, number 1, 2, and 3 is they can't have a nuclear weapon.
No.
And they're not going to have a
No
nuclear
nukes.
weapon. And we're talking about that. And
No nukes.
I don't want to say in advance, but they've agreed they will never have a nuclear
He's
weapon.
full
They've
of
agreed to that.
goodness and excellent
Iran's told every
president
administration
skills.
they don't want a nuclear weapon.
That's what he's full
Well, that's
of.
a lie. So what's changed?
Well, definitely
Now
thanks
they
for your
can't
service,
do
chat.
anything about it when
I
we
respect any
verify it.
person who is willing to put their
That's why
life on the
Trump
line
says
to
he's gonna
save
go
me and my
in and
family,
take the
the
uranium.
Constitution.
And this just in, the New York
all
Times
that.
reporting that the Trump administration has delivered to Iran, by way of Pakistan, a 15-point peace plan. The New York Times reports that
15-point
Iran
peace
may
plan.
have trouble delivering a quick response. Senior Iranian officials have been struggling to communicate internally, and they worry Israel could just bomb them if they meet in person. And we reportedly gave the Iranian speaker immunity, so no one's going to kill him for the next 5 days or 4 days. An Israeli source says Trump's also demanding zero uranium enrichment. Zero.
None.
Now,
They don't
why
get
aren't
any
we
of that.
negotiating with a new Ayatollah? Exactly. No one's seen him or heard him.
Well, there is the
The Iranian
cardboard,
people now have a new
the
nickname
cardboard
for the
cutout
gay Supreme leader.
Ayatollah.
You ready?
I got a
cardboard
copy of
Ayatollah.
his meal plan,
The whole world's
and I've already
waking up
lost
to the
15
Iranian
pounds.
threat.
I'm going to
Arab
be as
nations
thin
are
as
accusing
cardboard
Tehran of committing
before you know
terrorism
it.
against every country on earth.
Excellent meal
It's
plan.
not just the senseless drone attacks and blocking oil
In fact-
tankers. Iran's blocking the flow of fertilizer. A lot of people are going to go hungry if the regime doesn't surrender. They've even gotten the Saudis and the Israelis on the same page. Imagine that. Both countries
Oh, wait a minute.
want
That's not a
regime
copy
change.
of my meal plan. I don't
And
eat
the
house
international
cats.
naval
Those are my
convoy
cats, by
has
the way.
grown
Aren't
from
they
22
gorgeous?
countries to 30.
Beautiful
Rubio strung them
beasts, I
together and
say.
has been
Beautiful
hitting the phones
beasts.
pretty much nonstop. The British Royal Navy will spearhead the coalition. Hopefully,
That is definitely
this
not
means
part of my
America and
meal
its
plan.
allies are getting ready to win the peace.
Poster
J.D.
board,
Vance has
Ayatollah.
also been a part of the negotiations with Tehran. A White House official tells Axios the situation's fluid. If we don't strike a
Amen.
deal,
We're
we'll go
glad
back
you
to
signed
bombing
up,
them.
and
the Pentagon says
a man of courage you are.
I don't want to say
That's
this, but I have to.
amazing.
I said, Pete and General Raising Cain, I think this
He
thing's
rose
gonna be
Cain,
settled
but what
very
about
soon.
Abel?
Here
You can
they
raise
go.
Cain and not Abel?
Oh, that's too bad. Pete didn't want it to be settled. It's these guys are doing a great job.
The Commander-in-Chief looks to be laying the groundwork for a final act. The Strait's the key. Carg Island, the cherry on top. Their military has been decimated, but
gas
we still have
is
a little
now
work to do removing the
$4.19 a gallon in Lake City,
Even if
Michigan
the regime
yesterday.
loses and a few regime remnants
It
are still
was
intact,
$3.97. It jumped up to $4.19.
and the media, they'll probably agree.
If you read the papers, you think we're tied. You think we're in a tough battle. We are roaming free over Tehran, the city, Tehran, as opposed to Iran. We're roaming free. We can do whatever we want.
The media is just parroting Iranian state TV. Just yesterday, the president says we were negotiating with Iran. And the press said that's not what
Then they were
Iran
talking
said.
about a
We've learned that
cruise
Donald
missile
Trump has been lying to the American
was
people
fired at the
from
USS
start, and he keeps
Abraham
lying to the
Lincoln.
American people.
Iran claims it, but I don't think we've got any proof from our government about that yet.
I believe that based on all the information that's available and Donald Trump's track record of lying.
The leaders of the Iranian regime, they lie. I think the problem
Don
is
Trump is in the house. Good to see you, Don. Good to have you back, man.
I believe Iran more than I do Donald Trump because he could not acknowledge the truth even when it is he's slapped in the face with it repeatedly.
Whatever.
Why would the president lie about talking? All he does is talk. He talks to everybody all day, all night.
Trump should be a preacher.
He was talking to Maduro hours before he snatched him in his PJs. Now, Obama's CIA director, he's running a psyop. He's trying to undermine the
$3.32 a gallon for a race, Demon.
By spitting enemy propaganda.
I wish it was $3.32 a gallon here in Michigan.
Brennan lied about Russia, the laptop, Biden's brain. Who cares
I live in a
what he
blue
said?
state, so
Brennan
I
and his
think
boss Barry
that
gave
doesn't
the Mullahs
necessarily
billions in
help.
cash and believed them when they said they weren't building a nuke. Oops. Hour later, Brennan looked like a fool.
There's important breaking news coming into the Situation Room. We're now learning from a senior Iranian source that there has been an outreach between the U.S. and Iran.
So Wolf will take the cardboard Ayatollah's word for it, but not the commander-in-chief's?
Wow.
Listen, politicians
CNN
lie
is
during
something else, man.
both sides.
They're
You have
a
right to
certain
question
kind of
what they
animal.
say, but we're 3 weeks into this thing, and Iran's military is almost gone, and we're zeroing in on the oil while we're talking peace. I think it's going well. Now, I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'm hoping it turns out
well. The 82nd Airborne has been
JP
deployed.
Morgan CEO
So
Jamie
we'll see
Dimon says
if we're
if
going to
this
take
thing
Carg
does go
Island
well,
and what is it,
the payoff for
2,500
America
Marines
will
plus
be huge.
I think 2,000
I
of
think
the
Iran war
82nd
makes
Airborne.
it a better chance in the long run. It's probably riskier in the short run because we don't know the outcome of it. That attitude, that is not what the attitude was 20 years ago. They all want it. They can't have neighbors like, can lob ballistic missiles into their data centers thinking that people would put $10 billion in a data center.
So the next
I wish we never would have let up on. In
about
fact,
a
me and
deal,
Angela were talking about that
refuse,
earlier.
Trump's
We wish they
justified
never
to
would have
take
let
the
up
Strait and seize the island, because American
Iran. Never gave them that 5 days,
are almost
which.
there.
Want even more Fox News on YouTube?
Yes, we
Become
do
a
want more
News
Fox
Patriot
News, good
today.
sir.
Click join.
And
to
I got
find
more
out
Fox
how.
News coming up right here, right now. There's no other place I'd rather be than Mike Shriver Ministries on YouTube. Let's see here. Let's go. Hit that
Thank you
button.
very much. Let's bring in now Senator Ashley Moody. She is a Republican from Florida, member
Ashley
of the
Moody.
Homeland Security and Judiciary Committees. She also served as Florida's Attorney General. Thank you very much, Senator, for being on the program. A lot of
Great to be
folks
with
are
you.
very angry out there, not just those who are traveling, although one passenger yesterday told our reporter, fire them all, fire them on Capitol Hill. I want to read to you Liz Peek's new op-ed here, and I think she sums up the feelings of Americans right now. She writes, voters tell Congress, do your job and end the DHS showdown. Americans are furious, and rightly so. I say fix this. As
I can't
wait
believe
times in
TSA's
airports
been out of
extend
work
to
for
multiple
40 days
hours
now.
with security
Or
lines
not getting
snaking
paid,
around
that
terminals,
is. Not getting
Congress
paid.
needs to do
That's what
its
I meant to
job.
say.
There's a
40
reason that
days now?
Congress's popularity
Seems
is
like
in
it was
the
just
gutter.
yesterday it
Surveys show
started
NFL
happening.
replacement referees, colonoscopies, and toenail fungus among the many items that are more popular than Congress. You guys sent over an offer to Democrats to fund DHS today. We'll talk about ICE later. That's a sore subject. We'll talk about it later. And for some reason, they don't want to accept this. So
Oh, wait,
explain
there's
this
that
to
one
the
from
American
Kennedy from earlier.
Yeah, well, first let me
That's
address
the one I wanted.
frustration with Congress. I am one of the newest
Come on.
U.S. senators here. I just got here this year, and I came here with the intent on saying we are working on the behalf of the people.
Keyboard, that's
we
the
are
problem.
here
Good
for
thing I got
we the
another one
people,
tomorrow.
and we need to make sure we stay mission focused on that. Our interests need to prioritize this country, American citizens, and make sure that we are protecting them and making their lives better. And so I have been fully supportive of making sure that we're putting forward rules to suspend Senator Pay if we can't push through funding. In fact,
that's how they win. That's all they. That's the only way they can win.
And the Democrats literally
their policies are hot garbage.
I also have just filed a resolution to withhold reimbursement for any travel for any senator as long as we are in a shutdown. That needs to be moved. That needs to pass. I, for one, believe that we need to start doing things differently here. And last night I was disheartened to hear one of my Democratic colleagues, it surfaced that he said, look, the people that matter most to us are illegal immigrants. And I think that underscores why we're in a shutdown right now. They do not want, Senator Murphy, they do not want this country to be able to have a secure border and have people that are removing people that are here that shouldn't be here, that are endangering American citizens. And I will tell you, that is what Trump pledged to do. That is what we are here to do, to support him. And yes, we want them to do that in a way that sets a very high bar of professionalism and safety and standards. But we cannot just neuter them in their mission to get that done. Too many people have been hurt. Too many communities have been affected. And I, for one, am showing up every day, mission focused to serve American citizens, this country, its security. And we
Florida, you guys are lucky, Brother Jeff, to have her.
Louisiana Senator Mr. John
Kennedy. I don't know how you guys come out of this when the other side does not want to engage. But part of this deal or offer you have made to Democrats is going to sideline the SAVE
President
Act,
Trump
at least
should be on
for
any
a
moment.
temporary period of time until you can get it through a reconciliation process. But some of your colleagues don't think that that's actually going to work. This is Senator Mike Lee, and he tweeted this yesterday. He said, it's hard to imagine how the Save America Act could be passed through reconciliation. And by hard, I mean essentially impossible. So, Senator, how do you explain to the base out there that are worried?
It's good to have you all here tonight, by the way. I appreciate you guys being here.
For the president is just going to get lost in all of this.
Well,
all of you are a blessing to the channel and to each other.
Focusing on ID and citizenship proof at voting. I was an original co-sponsor of the Save America Act with Mike Lee. I've been one of the main fighters with him and others here in the Senate to get that on the floor, to get the debate started, to make sure we're pushing that to a vote and get that passed. I think that we will still do that, and Senator Lee has real concerns. If we move to a different vehicle to try and get some of those crucial substantive provisions passed that are in the Save America Act, you know, that's not a guarantee. And those of us that are advocating for that bill and want to get this done to preserve our republic, but to certainly protect our elections, we have a lot of apprehensions about that. And so the Democrats have been so hesitant and refusing to negotiate. It's been hard to even get them to come to the table. There's nothing in black and white on the table right now.
Well, the Democrats are acting like petulant children is exactly what they're acting like.
How do we make sure we're pushing ahead on Save America, but how do we start putting American safety first and fund fully the agency that's charged with protecting them?
Well, yesterday, the Senate confirmed the president's pick to lead the DOJ's newly created fraud division to target the abuse of taxpayer-funded programs that's happening across the country. And Senator Moody, your new bill, the Stop Fraud in Medicaid Act, actually gives state attorneys general the power now to pursue and prosecute not just providers, but the recipients who are actually committing fraud and looking to cheat all of us taxpayers. So tell us more about that, because this is what happened in Minneapolis. I mean, we have to be able to go after the people
who are
actually
please hit
committing
that
the crime.
subscribe button. We would love to have you part of our channel.
As a former AG
and then
a former
after Trump,
judge,
at 10:30 p.m. tonight, we will have, as my co-host, Pastor Benjamin Kreitz of Commerce, Texas, right here as my co-host on Mike Shriver Ministries. He'll be on our screen, split screen, and we'll be taking questions and discussing the Word of God together.
Beneficiary is found to have been be a bad actor or committing crimes, you can have state AGs have their authority expanded and have those teams supplement those efforts. I think that will go a long way. A lot of times the focus is on how do we study? How do we do it? No, this puts more eyes on these crimes and prosecutors and investigators in place to go after these bad actors. So important. We'll get it done.
Okay, let's see if your bill goes anywhere. We've got to get a couple other things done first, and maybe we'll see this bill on the floor too. Thank you very much, Senator Moody, for joining me.
Great to be with you.
Be sure to like
All right, on to our next video as we are still patiently waiting for the greatest president, probably in the last 100 years, if not longer. Here we go with another video, another Kennedy video, a more modern, more up-to-date video. Punch it, Chewie. Chewie, punch it. Okay, it's coming.
Senator Kennedy, welcome. I don't know if you heard any of the colloquy between General Keane and myself. I just wanted to give you a whack at this Iran, negotiations and what to do about the enriched uranium and whether we're talking to the regular army or not. What do you think, Senator Kennedy?
Well, here's what I think for what it's worth, Larry. I don't have the information, obviously, that the president has. Here's why we went into Iran. We had no choice.
How many love Kennedy in the chat? I know I do. Kennedy's awesome.
He was trying to stop a war. Iran basically said, we're producing 200 to 600 missiles a month, and we're going to stockpile so many missiles that when we restart our nuclear program, if you try to do anything about it, we will destroy the entire Middle East, and we will hit London and Paris and Berlin. So the president went in. His objectives were to destroy Iran's missile manufacturing plants, destroy their drone manufacturing plants, destroy as many of their missiles as we can, destroy as many of their drones as we can, destroy the infrastructure of the Revolutionary Guard, destroy their Navy, and destroy their Air Force. And we either have done all of that or have substantially done all of that. And then I think we should leave. Now, some of the critics of my position say, well, you may have to go back. They're not going to be able to rebuild this stuff in any short time period. We may have to go back, and when we do have to go back, if they restart their nuclear program, I hope the world will go with us. And in terms of the Strait of Hormuz, I mean, Iran shut it. We didn't shut it. It's as if we're to blame. We're not to blame. This is a decision Iran made. And I don't know that there's a whole lot we can do about it short of sending in troops. And if the president sends in troops, I think we need to sit down and talk about it. And Congress is going to want to talk about it.
Yeah, well, I think we have military means. But I want to go to other subjects, Senator Kennedy. I want to have some fun and play some tape between John Barrasso and myself all the way back to last November 19th. I think you're going to like this, but hang on. Okay. Here comes the tape.
Hello, Norway's in the house.
I'm
good
to
have you
in
here with us, IDRV
100 at the end of January.
Yeah, Kennedy's the
Let's
best, man.
use reconciliation. You could have one reconciliation bill, two reconciliation bills. Let's move the CR out and move reconciliation in. What do you think? I'm told John Kennedy, Senator Kennedy, a very smart man and a friend, I'm told he's been pushing this. I didn't know that, but I'm delighted to hear it. Well, I'm still delighted to hear that Senator Kennedy, a very smart man, is pushing reconciliation. I'm making the same case, Senator, whether it's the Pentagon money,
don't tell
whether
that
it's the DHS
to Angela
money,
Chow, the
whether
God
it's
about
the
Kennedy being a doofus.
voting
She'd tear
rights
you
money
up,
that'll be
and so would
necessary.
I.
All of that, I think
awesome.
reconciliation is the only way anything will get passed. 50 votes plus the vice president.
Well, of course, reconciliation is a budget measure where we don't have to have any Democratic votes. We've got two more bullets.
The Democrats did that all the time when the right was not in
what
power.
I think we need to do now on the problem in front of us is, and my colleagues, well, we'll talk about this in a second. What we need to do is get the Department of Health and Hospitals back, Department of Homeland Security back open. The Democrats will never vote to support ICE. They never will do it. The Karen wing of their party will punish them the rest of their natural lives if they do. So we're going to have to do it through reconciliation, where we can do it with Democratic votes. I would also like to try to do the SAVE Act through reconciliation. Look, I'm an optimist. I'm a paranoid optimist, but I'm also a realist. And this is going to be a heavy lift. I'm not convinced the president is aboard. I was told that he was, but I haven't talked to him. But I heard him on TV this morning. It didn't sound to me like he's on board. I'm not entirely convinced that our majority leader is on board.
Well, you and I have our work cut out for us, sir. We do. We have our work cut out for us.
And some of my colleagues who are for the SAVE Act, like I am, they want to continue the talking filibuster, which I understand. And the Democrats obviously aren't going to cooperate. But I say we give it our best shot, but I don't think we ought to kid ourselves. I'm not Bambi's baby brother. I see the world as it is, not as I want it to be.
I'm not Bambi's
But I'm going
baby
to try
brother.
to help you on this. I really, and
Well,
as any way I can. Now, I want to also, this business about ICE, by the way, it's not only TSA that's being shut down, it's worth noting. It's the cyber security stuff that's being shut down also in wartime, which is extremely dangerous. However.
And Coast Guard and
Yes,
FEMA.
Sir. Yes, sir. Now, we're going to play here. We're going to play, here's what Hakeem Jeffries thinks of our ICE agents helping out in the airports and so forth. Please listen to this if you would, Senator Kennedy. Here it comes.
The last thing that the American people need are for untrained ICE agents to be deployed at airports all across the country, potentially to brutalize or in some instances kill them.
So Mr. Jeffries thinks the ICE agents are going to kill them. Now, here's, we have no more sound. Here's ICE agents operating in airports help. All right, so we have some video of ICE agents. Here it comes. I hope you can see it. Helping people by handing out water to people who are, parched by standing on line 4 or 5 hours. So Hakeem Jeffries thinks the ICE agents are going to kill people, and the ICE agents themselves are showing Americans just what they can do and expediting. I think they got the Atlanta airport open lickety-split when they came in. I mean, I just don't understand the Democratic Party. I just think they're just fruits and nuts. That's all I can figure.
Fruits and nuts.
Well, here's what I think most Americans see. The loon wing, the Karen wing of the Democratic Party is in control. It's not all Democrats, but it's most of them. And they want to defund ICE. They also wanted to defund the police. We know how that vampire movie
Still
turned
no Trump
out.
yet.
Because
Says
of that,
we got another
the
12
Democrats
minutes
shut down
or so.
the Department of Homeland Security. The Democrats will never vote for anything that will help us.
Okay, Mary, we'll be here.
They say they want us to compromise. If we went to them today and said, we agree with everything you say, they would change the deal. Because they don't want to be punished politically by the loon wing of their party. That is reality. I'm not happy that that's reality. But again, I see the world as it is, not as I want it to be. We're going to have to go around them. And the only way I know to do that is through reconciliation.
Yes. Heck, we've both been saying it for months and months. But I'm glad we finally got together for this
And
chat.
I would also like to take a shot at the SAVE Act through reconciliation.
Save America
Now,
Act.
some of my
That's right.
colleagues say it can't be done.
No.
They may be right, but
No.
I'd like to at least try.
Of course. You just have to work harder and reimagine things. That's how they get done. Senator Kennedy, you're terrific. Thank you, sir. I hope we'll talk soon. Yes, sir.
All right, moving on to another video. How about this one? Let's see here. Yeah, it's good one right here. It's always
the
good
war
to watch
on fraud is
the
just getting started. One Minnesota millionaire blowing the whistle on the state's welfare programs. He was able to legally qualify for food stamps despite his high net worth.
Oh, really?
I strongly support SNAP benefits for truly needy individuals. But when we have nearly 1 in 7 Americans receiving food support in the wealthiest nation on earth, with historically low unemployment rates, something is wrong. One might call the current eligibility
So this guy applies
rules
for it. Hey, go
fraud by
Packers. Yeah, well, that's all
design.
right.
It's not just
I would rather have the
Minneapolis.
Packers
YouTuber
win
Nick
than the
Shirley
Vikings
has moved on
Bears.
from Minneapolis
The
into
Vikings are the Bears, I'll tell you
California,
that.
where he has discovered what could be another major scandal.
There's over 35,000 licensed.
Oh, there's Nick Shirley. I still haven't heard back from his channel yet.
Underneath a different program.
But I am trying to
and
get
what
to
they're
be able
doing
to
is they're
play
creating
his
these daycares, and then
videos.
They're living off of government subsidies. So these houses will have these daycares in the middle of a neighborhood.
Oh, I've seen these videos,
And these families are completely living off government subsidies off of the 10 kids that they have enrolled.
That interview was part of David Asman's new special, Fox Business In Depth, War on Fraud. It airs tonight, 8 p.m. And it's not just about catching criminals.
Yeah,
it's about
definitely.
protecting programs that tens of
Jameer
millions
Gibbs
of
is my
Americans
favorite player in all the
depend on.
NFL.
And
Jameer
David
Gibbs
joins
is
us now.
outstanding.
Talk to us. What did you learn?
Well, first of all, Nick Shirley is doing God's work again. I mean, he's doing the old-fashioned stuff of just knocking on doors. And why more reporters don't get scoops like that is beyond me, although more are getting enticed in because it's so rich. Let's talk about how
Well, when you
rich
have a
it is.
non-professional news guy,
$5.5 trillion
he's
during
just
the
an average
pandemic.
citizen.
Both
He's going out there and
spending
getting better
money
news
is
scoops
just
than
a
journalists.
wash. Plus, it
Yeah,
happened
he is.
during the
He's a
Biden
beast.
administration,
He's
the
not
same
quite
time
as
when
good
they
as Barry
opened the
Sanders
borders.
yet, but he's right
So
up there.
The U.S. had this
Yeah,
big
right,
sort
Mary.
of
Excellent
hat
point.
on saying, rob me blind. And people from all over the world came in.
Okay, Angela, we'll be here.
There were no borders.
Kosei Makes is in the house. Good to see you, Kosei.
Somalians, and in
Glad
fact,
you're
Nick
here.
Shirley's finding out that in California, a lot of these so-called daycare
Glad
centers
you're
with
all
no
here.
kids
Smash
are run by
that
Somalians
subscribe
as
button.
well. So Somalia was in particular
All the
looking
cool
at the US
people,
and realizing
Christians,
it was the
and
gravy
even
train we're gonna get on
non-Christians
it.
subscribe to this channel because we have a good time.
That we're getting on it. There's
I'm not a
people from
stuck-up
all
snobby
over the
preacher.
world that
I'm
were
a preacher,
coming in.
but I'm not no stuck-up snobby
Essentially,
one.
what is
I can't
happening
stand
now
men of
is
God
this
that are
administration,
that
first
way.
of all, they did close the borders.
We have a good time in here,
and
don't
they're
we,
trying
Kosei?
to investigate it. We have Dr. Oz on. He's talking about he thinks he can cut $100
Did ya?
billion in waste
Welcome
and
in,
fraud
Wesley.
out of Medicaid, Medicare over the next couple of
I
years.
think a
and
Wesley
guess what?
crusher as soon as I see the name Wesley.
1 month of interest on the debt.
And you think of the $5.5
That's right.
trillion
Amen, Catwalk.
There's all sorts
We're
of
waiting
money
for
that
President
went
Trump
out
right
for
now,
education.
actually,
It's
to
not
go
just
live.
Medicaid and Medicare.
He's speaking at the
Remember
RNNC.
$184 billion that went through K through 12 education.
Have I said that
a lot of it
correctly?
being manipulated by
Still
the
not ready
teachers'
yet.
unions, et cetera.
What are
So
we at?
there's a
7:30.
lot of
Supposed to be
money out there.
7:45
Cash
now. It's
flow.
been moved again, I
Just
guess.
to focus on Minneapolis, we all know about Minneapolis. Turns out in 2024, people left that small Minneapolis airport with $343 million in cash. In 2025, it was $350 million in cash just going out of the airport. That doesn't include the remittances that were sent by mail, by electronic means. So, I mean, it is extraordinary how much fraud there is in this
The
nation.
fellow we had on from Minnesota, he used that phrase, this was fraud by design, right? And I just think it's interesting. He pointed to a stat and said, when I see
Fraud
1
by
out of 7
design.
Americans
That's
on
an
food
interesting way of
assistance,
saying
I
it.
view that as a failure of the wealthiest country on earth.
Right.
But if you were in the Obama administration or the Biden administration,
He is the best,
you
Kevin.
view
I
that
agree.
as an indicator of success.
Yeah.
You want more. I remember Obama, you know, in the aftermath of the Great Recession, those guys were like, we are so happy to say we have gotten more people on SNAP benefits. And you're like, that's not the goal. So part of it is the design, David.
I've got a pop quiz question for you, Taylor,
let's
because
do
you're
it.
always giving it to me and I don't know the answer to it. What's the name of the treasurer in Minnesota?
Oh, gosh.
It's a trick question.
That's hard. There is none.
She's a brilliant human being.
Wow.
Yes, there has been none since 1998.
That's the
There was no treasurer in Minneapolis.
Can they do that?
Your state. They did it, and we see what's happening. I mean, who's minding the store? Where did that K through 12 education money go? Where is all this money going? We're finding out a lot of what's happening.
We do have a governor, an attorney general, and an auditor. Some of those guys.
We also have a Treasury Secretary who's closed down a lot of these electronic transfer payments, particularly among people. One of the things you have to prove now is that you are not on government assistance. So I
hear a lot of people are moving out of New York City.
By taxpayers.
New York City is having funds that you're sending out. It's raiding people out of the city. They're out of there.
Dagan is 100% right on this. There are hundreds of billions of dollars that are just unaccounted for. It's like the whole country didn't have a treasurer watching the store.
That individual who got SNAP benefits, who's a millionaire.
Right.
That's crazy, isn't it? SNAP benefits for a millionaire.
Not the exception. That in more than 40 states in this country, there is no asset test.
Right.
There is only an income test
right.
to get on food stamps. However, in the One Big Beautiful Bill, because the Republicans imposed work requirements on working age individuals, you don't.
And rightfully so.
In essence, big-footed that rule because if you are able to, they force you to go out and earn an income if you can. So if you're somebody with millions and millions of dollars and you think you're going to go get
there's a
food
plane
stamps,
crash. Oh, you mean that one
to
from the other day,
work
or is that a
at
new
least
plane
like
crash,
4
Mary?
hours a
Is that a
day,
new one?
Roughly 5 days a week. So
Refresh on
that was
this.
an end around to fixing that problem of having no asset test.
But
guys, please smash that thumbs up button. That'd be awesome if we could get over 100 thumbs up. That would be fantastic for channel growth.
Journal, by the way, autism.
Oh wait, is he speaking right now? Hold on.
Where a lot
Hold
of
on,
the
I think he's up.
operated, and not just in Minnesota. This is one in Indiana. Autism therapy firm was paid $340,000.
Yeah, and kids that need help with autism are not getting it because this is getting ripped off.
Because of the work that Dr. Oz is doing. I don't want to give him all the credit because a lot of people have been looking at it, but $340,000
So let me just
per patient.
quickly play this soundbite because you spoke with Medicare and Medicaid Services Administrator Dr. Emmett Oz. He broke down just how bad this problem is.
Okay, so we are going to President Trump right now at the RNCC.
$100 billion in definable
I got it through
fraud,
Fox
waste,
News,
and
although
abuse.
Magno, I thought it would play on there,
if we
but
just
it's not playing there yet.
Fraud, waste, and abuse in Medicare, we will double the life expectancy of the Medicare Trust Fund. So all those folks who are worried that Medicare is not going to be there for them after they finish working their whole careers, you have a lot more confidence in this beautiful social safety net, the crown jewel of our program being viable if we get rid of the fraud, waste, and abuse. So when we talk about these other states that are in trouble, please remember that goal and general affordability of health care is of primary importance to the president.
I think he's 100% right, David, and I don't want any fraud, waste, or abuse. I'll take the $100 billion. But when Elon Musk did Doge and fell short of his $1 trillion mark, everybody kind of poo-pooed it.
Right.
You know, what difference was really made? So do you think that the average American will look at this $100 billion and appreciate it?
All right, it's loading. Uh-oh, gotta mute it. The music, they'll have a fit. I won't get a copyright strike, but I'll get a warning. Let's go ahead and mute it and keep it running. What are we at? 7:42. It's supposed to start in less than 3 minutes. Thank you guys for being patient and hanging out with us. Please hit that subscribe button. After this, after the Nrcc, after President's done speaking, we'll probably take a short break. We'll be back at 10:30 p.m. Eastern tonight. I will have a special co-host with me right on the screen with me. I'm up in Michigan. He's in Commerce, Texas. We will have Pastor Benjamin Kreitz of Heartland Apostolic Church as my co-host tonight. We're going to take questions from the audience. I don't think we have a specific topic we're going to discuss tonight, unless the Lord lays something on my heart for him and I to both discuss at the same time. But have your Bible questions ready, and we will do our best to answer them for you tonight at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be 9:30 p.m. Central 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time. And for those out in California and on the liberal West Coast, that would be 7:30 p.m. for all y'all. So, all right, let's see if he's ready to speak or if we're still doing music. Unfortunately, we can't play that song. So also, if you guys would like to share the channel, go ahead and share it with some friends, family, and indeed any enemies you may have. Hey, Gospel Buds, good to see you, buddy. Where you been hiding, man? I'm glad you're here. How's your channel going? Is anything new and exciting happening on your channel? It's good to have you back again, my friend. $20 NOK. I'm not sure what country that's from, but God bless you. Thank you so much for that. Yes, we're glad to have you, IDRV. Thank you so much. That's very generous of you, and I appreciate it. I got the best people. I got the best moderators. I got the best members, subscribers, and I don't see them just as that. I see you all as my friends, and that's important to me, and God bless you for that 20. I appreciate it.
Because of your generosity and because you're a part of this team,
it's good to hear, Gospel Buds.
$37 million. New record.
Gospel Buds, why don't you put your YouTube channel up if you want to? This 15-year-old or 16-year-old young man has his own YouTube channel spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ at a young age, and I back him 100%.
Congratulations. Well, we have
so go ahead, Gospel Buds. Put your link up to your channel. That'd be awesome.
To see our country in trouble, and we're going to do something about it. But I want to thank you for that warm welcome, Micah. You guys are great.
Let's see here. Gospel Bud says on his Christian ministry channel, because he's only 15, guys. He's just a little bit younger than I am, and he's got his own Christian ministry channel. So, Gospel Buds, if you could put your YouTube channel link up there so we can get you some subscribers tonight. He says, Gospel Bud says, I will be doing a 10-day countdown until Easter, reading a verse from Jesus's death, life, or his teachings each day until Easter, starting tomorrow, and encourage others to do it. So, yeah, awesome. Go to Gospel Buds' YouTube channel and give him a subscription as he puts his link up in the channel here in a minute.
Mike worked so hard, and thank you to all the friends and supporters and true American patriots here tonight. You know, Richard just told me backstage that we have more donors here tonight in terms of not only the dollars,
but can't you hear him?
Of the individual people. We want to thank you. It's a record.
Let me turn it up here.
Place, by the way, it looks nice. Very nice. They don't build too many of them like this anymore. But with your help this November,
is the sound still out for Trump?
Democrats, and we'll win a midterm victory like our
That's
country
weird.
has never seen for whatever reason. I don't know what it is, but a president who wins, Republican or Democrat.
Guess what? What's that, Gospel? Is the sound still out, guys, for President Trump?
And there are those that say this has been the first, I mean, really the best
I got everything
ever for a president, and I agree with them, I must tell you. I agree with them 100%, but I do. We did a lot. We settled 8 wars. People sort of forget. And we're winning.
Oh, I got an idea.
I tell you, we're winning so big, nobody's ever seen anything like we're doing. And this.
Can you guys hear it now?
A president who wins,
you're not stupid, Kose makes. Don't you ever say that about yourself. You ain't stupid.
Always does poorly in the midterms.
There, I got it fixed. I figured out what was going on.
Presidency, and there are those that say
I rewound it a little bit too, so we're not missing anything.
The best first year.
What is the
for a president? And I agree with them. I must tell you. I agree with them 100%, but I do. We did a lot. We settled 8 wars. People sort of forget, and we're winning another one. I tell you, we're winning so big, nobody's ever seen anything like we're doing in the Middle East with Iran. And they are negotiating, by the way, and they want to make a deal so badly, but they're afraid to say it because they figure they'll be killed by their own people. They're also afraid they'll be killed by us. There's never been a head of a country that wanted that job less than being the head of Iran.
Oh, it's a Norwegian. Okay.
I don't want it. We listen to some of the things they say. We hear them very clearly. They say, I don't want it. We'd like to make you the next supreme leader. No, thank you. I don't want it. But I want to express my gratitude to the
yeah, Trump is definitely a brilliant leader.
Really,
no doubt.
Just an incredible speaker. He's going to go down as one of the great ever. Mike Johnson.
Let me see if I can make the volume any higher.
And the boss and his family, by the way, Kelly. And because of the fact that these lights are so bright, I can't see a thing in the audience, but what the hell, I know you're all friends. Otherwise, I'd get out of here very quickly. But what a job he's done. You know, think of
Moderators, you're doing a fantastic job.
We have
Thank
a
you.
majority of 3.
I got the best out there, no doubt.
So thrilled.
I'll try to get this louder. I think it's low on their end, on the channels.
And then it goes back up to
Box
2 or
end.
3, and we feel rich again. It's crazy, and we're getting all of this fast. Think about the great big beautiful bill. Think of that. The great big beautiful bill, we got it done. And remember, that was a 4-year deal. That was 4 years. They said at the time, and Mike agreed, and John Thune agreed. We agreed. Let's get. That's 4 years worth of goodies, but now, now that we have that, we're going back for more.
That should clear it up.
We're going back for more pretty quickly. I think you're going to see some pretty good things.
Okay, I just made it quite a bit louder. It should be better now. Let me know if it's loud enough, guys. I mean, I got it maxed out now. I just figured out how to max it.
They stick together.
So that should be good.
They have lousy policy. They're not good people, but they stick together. They have horrible policy.
I know it's crazy how the Democrats stick together like that.
The way they stick together, and you have to respect that. We have.
Hello, Brother Ken. Seven's in the house. Good to see you, Brother Ken.
A great election, despite the fact that if you look historically, for whatever reason, you win the presidency. Republican,
I have no
Democrat.
idea what they said in Spanish. Yeah, I speak Klingon, some Klingon, and I speak English. That's it.
And we're going to do it.
I have no idea what they're saying.
We've done. Nobody's done more than we have in this last short period of time. Nobody. It doesn't make sense. I've gone to people. I've asked them. I've asked the greatest political leaders in the country. Why is it?
You're welcome. I'm glad I could get it louder for you.
Not Republican, not Democrat. Whoever wins the presidency doesn't do well in the midterms. And most people can't explain it. The professionals try and give you
whatever,
an
dude.
answer. The Democrats would say, if you ask them that question, it's racism. But it pertains to you too.
I got that one.
It's not racism. They always use racism.
Got that troll with a soul out of here.
Ask a question like voter ID. Why don't you? It's racist.
That's racist.
Do you ever have another answer other than racism? And,
no, there's 52 cards in the deck, and they pull the race card every time.
For our country, and proof of citizenship is important for our country, very. And men playing in women's sports should not be allowed. That's very important.
That's right.
And transgender for everybody, the mutilation of our children should not be allowed.
Nope. Stay out of our daughters' bathrooms.
Should not be allowed. Open borders where the world is allowed to pour into our country.
You ain't got a nation if you got open borders.
And because of the rules, it's really, in all fairness, you've been doing great, but because of the rules of the Senate, it's very hard for them to get that.
Hello, Andy. Again, good to see you.
You have those.
Welcome in.
They stick together. Think of it, they vote against voter.
I'd be typing more to you guys in the chat, but my keyboard decided it's not going to work anymore. So it's passed away pretty much. It's got limited use.
No mail-in ballots, even though I won Florida, which is mail-in ballots by a massive number, the highest number in history. And I won other places, but in California and other States, they cheat so badly with
I
that.
can text you guys, though, through my
38 million
telephone.
ballots out.
No, they don't have any
38
thinking
million, they go to
process. They're
Democrats.
absolute
How about
idiots.
Democrats get sometimes
I don't like
6
saying
or
that about
7
people, but,
ballots
you
in one
know me,
household.
I'll tell you the truth, not what you
And Republicans
necessarily
are
want to hear.
calling for their ballot.
And
They're
I don't
saying, "Please
sugarcoat
send me my
anything.
ballot." Very unfair, but I hate that. I hate mail-in ballots. I've won with mail-in ballots, but I hate mail-in ballots because basically it's a way of cheating. Jimmy Carter, the single best thing he did, including his presidency, no, it wasn't giving away the Panama Canal for $1. That was not the best. But he did that. He did a lot of other things, but he did do one thing. He had a commission.
Yeah, that's
with
all they
Dick
can think
Jackson
about,
and
bro,
some
is
other very
Epstein.
respected
They,
people.
their mental capacity is the equivalent of a pervert, is what it is.
Because if you do, there'll be massive cheating, and that's what happens. We can't do it, so we have to do something about that. But that poll's not at 99%. That poll's at about 75%, 80%.
I can get into my own chat on my cell phone. I didn't even think about doing that. Don't got to worry about a broken keyboard.
98% with Republicans. 86% just came out with both Republicans and Democrats. The only one that fight it are the Democrat leaders because they want to cheat. The only reason you say, that's the only reason, I don't want voter identification with a picture. I always add with a picture. It's true.
We need to have that. It's common sense to have voter ID with a picture. I've done it all my life, and I'm in Michigan, a very liberal state, or at least we used to be.
Citizenship, it's so important. One of the most important things we can do. So I want to thank House Majority Leader, a brave guy. Oh, boy, I was with him that night where he wasn't supposed to make it, Steve Scalise. He's great.
Ugh.
What a strong guy. Where are you, Steve?
Some people's children.
We love Steve. Ah, there he is. We love Steve. What a thing he went through. And then he went through another battle, too, when he's...
Idarvi says, I work with a man from Iran. In March, he brought an American flag in March. His family had to flee Iran in the 80s. He is so grateful for what Trump is doing now. Yeah, there's a lot of people there that are grateful for what Trump is doing.
A few years ago. I actually think he's better looking. I don't know what
And the American left supports the Ayatollahs in Iran more than they do their own nation. It is sad.
Great looking guy. He was born good looking, and he's got an even better looking wife.
You're out of here, Zuba. I'll deal with them. I'll get some of these trolls out of here. Moderators, if you want to take a break, which I understand, you guys work so hard in here, let me deal with some of these idiots.
Hello, Tom. He's great.
Yeah, exactly, KM. We need to have that picture voting going on. And some states are like, nah, that's okay. You don't have to have that.
Thank you, Darren. Nrcc Chairman Richard Hudson, who does such a good job all the time.
Wait, what is it saying?
All the time.
Encoding overloaded. Consider turning
Deputy
on your
Chairman
video
of the
settings.
Nrcc, a guy who worked for me for 6 years. And when they said, we want to take him, could we
You can get rid of some people out of here too, Gospel Buds, if you want to moderate too, yeah.
Congressional seat came up.
Just don't, when you kick them out, just kick them out and keep them kicked out. Don't bring them back to harass them. Yeah, like that one right there, you can get that out of here. We don't need people talking in a language we don't understand.
Brian Jack, he's done so great.
Please speak English when you're in here, or don't bother. Thank you. No offense, but if I don't know what you're saying, I don't want you in my chat.
Name to have somebody. You ever have the names Brian Jack? You know, these, I call them the two first names. You have two first names? People would say, you know, that guy Jack Bryan is fantastic. I said, who the hell is Jack Bryan? I had that the other day. He was telling me what a great guy Jack Bryan is.
Yeah, William, I don't mind if you're in here. Just try to type English, please. I appreciate it. Thank you.
But he was talking about Brian Jack.
All right, who's this guy?
Tremendous guy. Really understands, loves politics, loves being a congressman. And dozens of Republican warriors in the House.
This guy's gone.
People, and you are
He's
warriors.
out. And I hid that user on channel.
Take a lot
He's
of
gone.
Fake news like I do. We take so much fake news. You know, if you listen to the news, you think we're losing a war in Iran where we're decimating the other side. I mean, the better ones have us doing okay.
That Bullen guy had to get out of here. We don't want him to stay in here any longer than we have to.
And then you watch the news. I said, oh, I thought we were doing better.
It just
than
distracts
that.
people, and it annoys people coming in here for the first time.
You know, when you can win an election with 94% negative stories, and you win it in a landslide, there's something wrong with the news, because it shouldn't be happening. And, you know, they used to have 96% approval rating. They just edged out at 14. I'm extremely proud of that, actually. I've exposed them for being fake news. And we are going to hopefully change that, because I think you really need great news to be great, and they are not great, and they're not leading us to greatness, but we are going to lead us to greatness.
All right.
We're
Well,
also
I'm going to have to do something else with you then.
MAGA majority candidates, a group of new candidates from across the country, will help grow our margin in the House, including
Copy. I'm going to add his name to a word list.
Kevin Lincoln, Joe Mitchell, Lori Buckhout. Hi, Lori. Mike LaPetri.
That guy keeps coming back in here, although I ban him. But there's a way to get them out when they're able to do that. You go and add their name to the names list or words list.
Thank you very much. Welcome to a group of outstanding people. And let's get them all. You know what? We have to get them across the finish line. We've raised more money than we ever have, and we're raising a lot more. You know, I did something I haven't done this as a candidate. I saw the great job that Mike had done, and they had raised a lot of money for the evening. And the greatest thing about being president is you don't have to make contributions, you know?
Oops.
Nobody ever asks you for money. They want your endorsement, but they don't want... Nobody ever asks for money. It's great. I said, it's the only thing where I save money in this business. Nobody ever asked, but I saw Mike the other night. I did something that I never do. And I don't do this bragging. I do it because it's fun to talk about. He was close to raising $20 million. And I said, I'll give you $1 million so you hit your mark. I gave him $1 million. I never do that in politics. I never do it. But I do it for him. And we're going to do a lot more, by the way. I'm going to do a lot more. We've already raised a lot of money, but I'm doing a lot more because we got to win. Our country's at stake, really. Our country's at stake. These people are crazy that we're dealing with. The State of the Union speech. You don't mind if I go off this crazy teleprompter a little bit? You ever, you know,
right.
It's boring when you do the teleprompter thing. Well, it's very boring. But no, we had the State of the Union speech the other night. I announced all these heroes, and I announced women that have gone through tragedy, like the incredible woman who lost her daughter to a maniac when he slashed her from behind, right?
So, Gospel Buds, once we kick them out, man, keep them out. Do not bring them back in. Don't I don't know if you did that, but don't, if I kick them out, or another mod kicks them out, don't bring them back, because it's distracting, and I don't want those kind of people in here. If they're going to be a distraction, the first time we kick them out, I want them to be kept out.
In Venezuela.
Kat, you're in the way right now, honey, and I'm a little bit frustrated, so you need to go.
Shot off. With blood pouring down, you know, they land the big Chinooks, a lot of people, a lot of great soldiers in that helicopter. And he was shot from underneath with machine gun fire. Leg was practically chopped out. And
yeah, so no more unhiding, okay? I thought I explained that to you once before, young man, but must not have. Maybe you didn't hear me that time. Another time when you were in.
He was able to land it exactly where it was supposed
because it's just causing distraction.
The mission would have been a failure, probably. Had to land exactly in that spot.
Yep, Trump derangement syndrome is a terrible thing.
And then he said, okay, I'm going to pass out now. Take over. Can you imagine that?
You can't hear him?
And we gave him the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Oh, I know.
And the Democrats sat there without movement. Then we gave another Congressional Medal of Honor to a 100-year-old hero, 100 years, who was a legend in the military for what he had done. We gave him...
All right, can you guys hear him now?
Congressional Medal of Honor, 100 years old, and the Democrats sat there emotionless, no clapping, nobody standing. Republicans, you did very well. You were going wild for all of them. Now, at the end of the evening, they were clapping on.
Can you hear it now, Collect, or can you hear him now better?
By people
I adjusted
watching
some
on
things.
television. Did you see they were passing around notes? And
Hey, Mary, can you hear the president all right?
Tonight, start clapping. And they were clapping for everything. Everything I said, even good Republican things, they were clapping wildly. But it was too late. They have
Even
no
good
heart.
Republicans things.
And now you see what they're doing.
Gotta
They're
love
just
President
creating
Trump.
Chaos. They want to create chaos. It's all they're good at, creating chaos. They can't do policy, no good. But they're doing it for two reasons. Number one is they want to deflect from all of the tremendous success that we're having in this military operation. I won't use the word war because they say if you use the word war, that's maybe not a good thing to do. They don't like the word war because you're supposed to get approval. So I'll use the word military operation, which is really what it is. It's called a military decimation. But they don't like the good publicity. They don't like to see us succeed. They want to see our country fail. And also, what they really want is they want illegal immigrants to come in. Criminals, doesn't matter, because they want to get their votes. They think they're going to get their votes, and we're not going to let this happen. We're not going to let our country be destroyed by these people. So 16 months ago, with the help of many people in this room, we saved our country in the most important electoral victory in American history. Could be. Let me ask you, let's do a poll, fake poll. We'll do a real poll. We're tired of those fake polls. I get so many. Although I got one yesterday from CNN. What is the percentage of people in MAGA, which is most of the Republican Party, by the way, that support the president? The number was 100%. Do you believe it? In fact, he went wild. Harry, he went wild. It may be the last time he ever does the show, but these are okay. It was 100%. Even I was surprised at that. That was pretty good. But we won all 7 swing states by millions and millions of votes. We won the Electoral College by 312 to 226. We won the popular vote for the first time of any Republican in many decades. And biggest of all is we won, that's where you see all red, except for the 2 little blue lines on the edge on the map. We won 86% of all counties in America, 2,700 to 525. That's pretty good. That's what they call a slaughter. And together, the Trump administration and our Republican majorities in Congress won a mandate from the American people. And every day since, we've been fighting to keep our promises and to, in the true sense, the greatest expression, the greatest motto, call it a logo, call it whatever you want, the greatest phrase in the history of politics, make America great again. It really is the greatest. It's the greatest. And we probably have to start, we'll never abandon that phrase, but we'll probably have to start changing, because when you say make America great again, that means it's not great now. We've made America great. We've rebuilt our military. You know, I rebuilt our military in the first term. I didn't think I'd use it this much, but we've used it, and there's no military like it anywhere in the world. We have the greatest military anywhere in the world, and it's not even close. And with the help of our Republican warriors that are right before me in the House,
Gospel buds, you did it again, dude. You unhid somebody that I had blocked.
The largest border security investment in history, and achieved the strongest and most secure border on record. I built 1,000 miles of wall, and without that wall, we could have never done what we did. And for 10 months in a row, this is outside. I mean, this is the facts. In fact, these numbers are given by people that they say are predominantly Democrat. They're the ones that make it up. For 10 months in a row, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States of America. Think of that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We've also accomplished the largest reduction in illegal drugs in history, in the history of our country. Think of that. With the flow, deadly fentanyl across our border is down by 61%. Think of that, 61, not good enough, but I'll tell you what, it's down 98% coming in by water. Do you notice that? And we're trying to find out who the 2% are because we think they may be the bravest people on earth. They are brave people. Either that or they don't watch television. One or the other. I think it's that they don't watch television. Down 98% by water. We had a lot of it coming in by water. And now, if you watch closely, you'll watch that same treatment being given to land. Land being much easier than water. We did the water first. That forces them onto the land, and then we're going to do the land, and you'll be very happy about it. We've reduced drugs coming into this country by an astounding amount. Now the Democrats have shut down the Department of Homeland Security in an attempt to return to open borders where criminals come in from all over the world. From the Congo, they come. You know, the Congo.
I gave you your mod back. That's your final warning, though.
The United States of America through the
it's back.
Open southern border.
Yeah, you got your mod back. Just don't do it again, okay? Because I don't come into your channel and mess with your stuff. You know what I'm saying?
With us over the last short period of time, breaking the original one and then breaking the current.
Exactly, like what Mary's saying. I don't mind you being here. You know I care about you. You know that. You know that. I'm trying to help your channel grow. But like Mary says, don't be like a troll, because that's what you're doing when you unblock what the moderators block.
We decided to.
So that's your final warning. Just don't do it no more. All right. I know you're young. I totally get it. I'm still young too. Maybe not quite that young, but
people who are totally
I appreciate you, man. I think you have a heart for God, man. Hey, Denise. How you doing, Denise Gaines? It's good to see you again. Oh, well, thank you for that. I could use a hug.
They have been so great. And you know what's happened? And they didn't need any rehabilitation.
How's John and Kat doing tonight?
They're doing such an unbelievable job at the airports that they had one line. It was 4 hours.
I know, they are dumb, aren't they?
And today was
but we don't want to start acting like them, you know what I'm saying?
Big difference. And if we have to,
I try to be kind.
Send in the National Guard if we need to. Because we only, we have 6,000 ICE agents and we have 40,000 of the other people that they're helping out, some of who really were forced because the Democrats don't want to pay them. The Democrats don't want to pay them. You have to remember that. The radical left Democrats need to get DHS back and open immediately together. We're going to make with them, not the Democrats, because they've gone out of their way to make our country unsafe. And remember that, according to them, it's a war. They're doing this during a war. They're doing this during a war. We're not supposed to be doing it. But we're going to make America totally safe again very quickly. With the largest drop. We had the largest drop.
Hey, Tapioca, how you doing?
In our country, despite
all the retro channel. What's that?
Been allowed in murderers. Despite all, think of it, 11,888 murderers allowed into our country, many of which, more than 50% killed more than one person. Thank you very much, Joe Biden. Thank you to Kamala.
Oh, well, good luck in your karate practice.
Who never went to the border and never made one phone call to Border Patrol. The Border Patrol is incredible.
Oh, that's what you mean by retro.
Had a phone call from her.
Well, let us get to know him. Let me get to know him a little bit, and then we'll see about making him a moderator.
Day. How are we doing on the border? How are we doing on the border, Paul? How are we doing?
Retro, give me a chance to get to know you a little bit, and then I will. If I feel like you're going to be on the channel enough, and just stay faithful to the channel for a little while, and we'll see about making you a mod.
The murder rate, despite the fact that they allowed massive numbers of criminals into
but I'm glad you're here.
Is the lowest it's been in 125 years. 1900, before my father was born. Before my father, Fred, who was the greatest, my father was born after that. Think of that, though, 125 years, and We've achieved a miracle right here in our nation's capital where we have a safe city. You can walk to work. You can walk to Congress. You can walk to the Capitol. You can walk
Amen.
to the
At
White
least
House.
our capital is a safe place. That's
When I
important.
came, this
Very
place
important.
was so dangerous. We were having 2 and 3 people killed every single week. Now you don't see it at all. We have actually, in a very short period of time, we've already done it, but in a very short period of time, we have one of the safe. Washington, D.C. is right now from one of the most unsafe cities anywhere in this country, is now one of the most safe cities anywhere in the country. We have done a great job. And that's not just by having great people from our military there, National Guard. It's because we removed 4,000 hardened criminals out of our city and out of our country. In some cases, they were so dangerous and so bad. They came from Biden, this guy that couldn't walk off a stage. See the stage? See how many stairs are here? All of it. He could never find the stairs. And people don't want that. People want a president that's able to walk off and find the stairs. Could never. Do you ever see
What
that?
they did to Joe
He looks
Biden is
out,
an absolute travesty.
First of all,
His
speeches
wife
were
is a
extremely short.
Jezebel.
They lasted a minute of seconds.
Jezebel Jill Biden, I
And then
call
he'd
her.
walk out.
Jezebel Jill. You ever look up Jezebel in the Bible? That woman had issues. Big time. She would seduce the men of God and then have them killed.
I couldn't stand. He was.
She
probably
painted her
I
face so
couldn't stand
bad.
this guy. You ever see the weaponization? If we look at somebody, Donald Trump is weaponizing government. We've done just the opposite, unfortunately. Unfortunately. I hope they're looking at some of these criminals that cheated on the election. I hope they're looking at them. Because what they did to us and what they did is incredible. But I looked at Biden, and he weaponized like nobody's ever been weaponized before. Me, forget about me. So many people.
Yep, Jezebel Jill Biden.
Many of you in the audience.
That woman should be arrested for elder
Many of my
abuse.
friends, you were taped and your phone was taken away, right, Scott? A lot of things happened.
She had no
They were
love
very
for that
bad. They
man.
weaponized.
She just
But the
wanted
fake
whatever
news will
power.
say,
Now she's got a book out.
Donald Trump mentioned a dirty cop named Comey, and therefore he's weaponizing government.
Oh no,
they
Kosei. How did
weaponize,
that
and
happen?
We're not going to let them happen. And I think
Yeah,
Comer
very much
and all
demonic
these guys
everywhere.
are out there someplace
No
I think,
doubt.
because I can't see a damn thing with these stupid lights they have up. But I want to thank you, Jim Jordan, Comer.
Jim Jordan is somebody we don't hear much about anymore. He used to always be in the news, but
Now they have to take your recommendations. They have to take your recommendations and they have to act. They have to act. We can't just be sending out all these 100% recommendations and nothing happens. But I want to thank Speaker Johnson, the Republican Congress. We also passed the largest tax cuts in American history. Think of it.
hey, Gospel Buds, just
With a
use
great,
your
big,
one name,
beautiful bill, we
okay?
delivered no
Like,
tax
because
on
it's starting to get annoying in the
no
chat,
tax
okay?
on overtime. No tax
So just
on
go back
Social
down to either
Security for our
Gospel
great
Buds or
seniors.
Retro Kid.
Think of
Make up
this.
one or the other, because I'll have to
No
block
tax
one or
on
the
tips.
other
You know how I got that
if
one?
you
A lot
keep
of people
doing it,
hire
okay? Because
consultants. You all pay
I
them
get it, you're
millions
young,
and
but
millions of dollars.
this channel
I
is
was
serious.
having dinner
So
with a group of
we have
Republicans
fun, but
in
a controlled
Nevada,
fun.
a state that we never win, right?
No, dude,
And
okay,
this
just stop.
waitress comes over.
You're really starting to annoy the
And I
channel
won't say
people,
she was
okay?
beautiful because
Whoa,
if you
thank
call her
you.
beautiful, that's the
We
end
got a
of your political career.
50
So I refuse to
NOK.
say
That's Norwegian,
I
is that
refuse
correct?
to say
Well, thank
that
you.
she
God
was
bless
so
you.
beautiful.
God bless you. I
End of
appreciate
your
that.
career, it's true. If you call somebody beautiful nowadays, it's over.
Trump is the only one who
You
dares to
resign in
do
disgrace.
a crappy
So I
job.
will not say it.
To do no, wait, no, correction. Trump
I
is
said,
the only
how are you
one
doing,
who
Gina?
desires or who dares to do a
Sir, it's
do the
terrible.
crappy
The
job.
government's after me for tips.
Iran is a
I said,
danger
really? Do you
to
have
world
like
peace.
do you
Everyone with
report the
common
tips?
sense knows this. Exactly, Idar. Exactly. And sorry, I misread that. Let me read it one more time clearly. Trump is the only one who dares
What do you want?
to do the hard job. Iran is a danger to world peace. Everyone with common sense knows this, except the Democrats in the United States.
No tax on tips, sir.
Thank you again for the 50. I appreciate that.
No tax on tips, sir. I was with a group of 12 people. I got up immediately.
Yes, right. No
walked
tax
outside
on
of the
tips.
Restaurant where there were about 250 lunatic media.
Oh, I know what to do.
I said, ladies and gentlemen, after an exhaustive study, I have decided
Trump is so funny. The way he words things is
as a very
perfect.
big part of my agenda, no tax on tips. This has been years in the making.
Welcome in, Don Trump. Good to see you again, buddy.
And I won Nevada in a landslide. You know, I kept saying, well, the problem is she's just going to follow me up, you know.
Okay.
Kamala, real genius, she's going to follow me up. She waited months, and then just before the election, she said no tax on tips, and they left at her. It was over. We had the issue. We killed them on that issue. We won Nevada, which you never win. You know, Republicans don't win it very much. It was many, many years. But we had a great election. That was a great election. But I ask you this. I want to do this. Which was the bigger and more important election? Okay, I'm going to ask you, then I'm going to ask you just to cheer one way or the other.
Thank you again for that, Idar. I appreciate it so much. That should say thank you as a response. That should say thank you, but my keyboard's broke. It's not typing right.
Which was the more glamorous?
Ooh, making crawfish a tape
2016 or
tomorrow. You want to send me a plate? Maybe email me a bowl. It sounds good. Well, we're glad you're back, Don.
2024. Wow.
Actually, Gospel Buzz, we are doing a Bible study tonight. At 10:30 p.m., Gospel Buzz, Pastor Benjamin Kreitz will be my guest tonight.
I never did it before. I went to Washington.
But right now, we have this scheduled. That's why one reason we're watching this. I had it scheduled, then I decided not to do it, and then I rescheduled it. So.
But we had great people. You know, we rebuilt.
So in 2 hours and 9 minutes, Pastor Benjamin Kreitz will be my co-host right here on Mike Shriver Ministries.
Superseded now by what we did in 2024 with the great, big, beautiful bill. I love the great, big, beautiful bill.
The great, big, beautiful bill.
We did a lot. We had a great first term, but our second term is blowing it away. It's blowing every term. So far, it's
Idar B, you should come back tonight 2 hours from now. We're going to do a Bible study if you guys would like to join us. This is actually right now. This is currently going on, Andy.
For 47 years, no president.
It started at 7:45.
And we hit 50,000 on the Dow.
Now that my keyboard's broke, I got to type anything on my phone into my own chat. It's kind of weird.
In 5 or 6 years, there's no way you can do it during his term. I did it in the first year.
This is currently right now.
You'll never reach
this is live currently.
7,000 on the S&P, Standard & Poor's. You'll never reach.
You're welcome, Andy.
In the first year.
Welcome into the channel, buddy.
We were going like a rocket ship. The market was good. Everything was good. And then I said, we're going to have to do something about Iran because they're going to have a nuclear weapon very soon, and they're crazy. They're crazy. They're out of their minds.
Jesus.
And we have to stop them. And I say, well, we're going to take a big hit. We're going to go through this certain route, and we'll get right back here, but we have to go and stop them. Every president should have done it. I heard that today.
And President Trump is the only one that had the courage to go against the Ayatollahs.
I appreciate it. Blinken is Biden's guy, I guess. Who the hell knows who he is? He's his guy. But he came out with a statement that they should have done it. They made a mistake. They should have done it, and other presidents should have done it. Obama should have done it.
He
Obama
is so funny.
Obama gave them the absolute right title and interest, gave everything to Iran. You remember that? When Bibi Netanyahu came over and begged him not to do it. He gave Iran the right to have a nuclear weapon at the highest level within a very short period of time. And I terminated that agreement as soon as I came to office. And if I didn't terminate it, that weapon would have been used 3 years ago. It would have been used a long time ago. And then we stopped it a second time with those beautiful B-2 bombers. They went in and they knocked the hell out of the nuclear
IRV 100. I understand. Yeah, not everybody's a believer.
Iran would have had a
but thank you
nuclear
for the
weapon
donation
within
to the
2
channel. That
weeks
was
to
very
4
kind of
weeks
you.
after the attack. But we did attack, and we
But you could be.
obliterated the
Yeah,
site.
exactly. If you wanted just to
saved
hang
it
out
there,
with us,
too.
we have a good time. We don't
We
ram
did
it down
anything.
people's throats.
Taking out Soleimani was very important. He was an evil man.
In fact, I got some
That was a
atheists that
big
are
event.
subscribed to
We took
this
out
channel.
my
And in
first
fact, a
term, we
couple of
took
them are
out
my
Soleimani,
moderators.
And they never had
They just enjoy the
leadership that could
company,
compete
you know.
with that. He was an evil guy, but he was a real
We have a lot of fun.
leader.
And
he
I
was
got a
very
special
tough
guest
general.
host tonight, and we have a
Probably
lot of
wouldn't
fun
have
with
been
him
quite
on
as
here
easy, I
too.
will tell you. I don't think
We're going to be answering Bible questions
taken us an
tonight
extra
at
day.
10:30 p.m. Eastern,
But under our leadership,
which is
America
9:30
also
Central,
highly respected
8:30
again.
Mountain Time, and
Perhaps
7:30 in
we
Liberal,
are now
California,
respected like never ever before. I don't think we have
which
ever
is
been
turning
as
red
respected
quickly.
now.
Hmm? Oh, I don't think you were, buddy.
You know, if
You're
you think
okay,
about
Andy.
it, a year and a half ago, our country was viewed as a joke. We were a joke. All over the world, they were laughing at us, how stupid we were, how weak, how pathetic.
We're just glad you're
Now
here,
we're
Andy.
the hottest country anywhere in the world. We're the hottest country in the world.
That's
King of
right, we
Saudi
are.
Arabia said it. He said, "Sir, I was in
By the
Saudi
grace of
Arabia,
God,
came back
we
with
are.
$2 trillion for our country. I came back with $2 trillion from Saudi, $2 trillion from Qatar, $2 trillion from UAE. All they're great. They're all fighting. They got hit. Nobody expected they were going to get hit. It made them angry, and they came to our
$6
side
trillion out of
immediately,
a
all of them,
$36
and
trillion
others.
debt
But I
that
came back,
Biden basically put
and
us in.
I remember
I
the
didn't block
statement
him, did I?
like yesterday. He said, "Sir, King of Saudi Arabia," he said, 2 years ago,
I didn't block him.
you were a dead
I don't think I
country,
did.
and now you're the hottest country in the world. Congratulations. It's true.
Let me
We're
see.
the hottest country anywhere in the world. There's nobody close. We're the most powerful military. We have the most powerful military. You
Yeah,
saw that in Venezuela.
because Andy
1 hour,
asked me
the war was
when
over.
was
And,
this
you know,
speech,
this
and
is
I
a
said
larger
it's
country
current,
now that we're
and then he
fighting.
said thank you.
But
I
the
didn't
war
block him.
essentially ended a few days after we went in. We knocked out their navy. We knocked out everything. It's amazing. We have the greatest military. We make the greatest military equipment. And now, if you notice, I said you got to make it faster. Got to make more of it because we need it. All made in America, but we make the greatest.
Yeah, I didn't think he was
we
blocked.
had an attack. 100.
I mean, maybe I did. If I did, I didn't
missiles
realize
were
it, or I
shot by
missed.
Iran.
Maybe I got the wrong
And a
person.
very important
That's
thing that we
odd.
had. I won't tell you what it was for certain reasons. 100 missiles going 2,000 miles an hour were coming at this element of importance, tremendous power and importance. And of the 100 missiles coming at us, 100 missiles were immediately shot down, shot out of the air, fall into the sea. Think of it. Not one missile got through. That was the Patriot system. It's great. We have the best equipment in the world. We have the best military, the most powerful, most lethal military in the world by far. Earlier this year, in a stunning display of American military strength and skill, we apprehended the outlaw Victor, you know this, from Venezuela, named Nicolas Maduro, and brought him to face American justice. He's been killing people for a long period of time with drugs and everything else, but killing people, a violent man. We went in and we got him out of his house, and his house was located in a military base with thousands of soldiers, and we went in so violently that everybody said, we'll pass. Then they came back and waved goodbye as he flew out in a helicopter. The soldiers would say, bye, leave us alone. Thanks to the men and women in the room, we made a $1 trillion investment in the United States Armed Forces, and we now have the strongest and most powerful military that the world has ever seen.
Okay,
Nobody
yeah.
close. Nobody
Yeah, IDRV, I'm on here 10 to 15 times a week. In fact, last week I had 25 lives. A lot of that was covering the war. And of course, a lot of that was being in the Bible. But I do have just where I'm focusing on the news when I go live. But thank you for being here. I do appreciate it. And thank you for the donations to the channel. God bless you. You might not be a believer, but I can still say God bless you because you blessed the kingdom of God. Thank you so much for that.
The Air Force, the Marines, the
And we'll
Coast
keep you in
Guard,
prayer.
Space Force, they wouldn't join. They didn't want to join during Biden. His last year, they had the worst recruitment in the history of our country. 1 year later,
Yeah, I'm kind of see this kind of a person. We get right out of
we
here.
had the greatest recruitment in the history of our country. The spirit was back.
Obviously, that person supports Islam by what he said or she said.
Would long ago have had a nuclear weapon.
Because we're supposed to bow down to people from Islam every time we see them.
And the prospects for peace in the
And
Middle East
that don't fly here in the United States, folks. That don't fly here.
The Middle East, we would have a cloud over us too, because he would have used it, and they would have used it on us without hesitation. Our military would be woke, politicized, starved for resources. ICE would be effectively abolished. They would have terminated ICE so that all these murderers and drug dealers and killers and the mentally insane would be in our country instead of being shipped back to their country like only ICE could do. These are great patriots that have been abused. And I said before, and I mean it, the people are saying, what nice people. Now, I must tell you, when I first sent them in 2 days ago, I looked, and they were wearing masks. And I think they have to because a lot of people are up. But in an airport, no. I said, fellas, do you mind taking off your masks in the airport? And they took them off. And people said, wow, these are nice guys.
He was saying that Iran is older than the United States and that we need to bow down to them or something to that effect. Just a bunch of goofy silliness.
You're nice guys.
We bow before Jesus. We don't bow before anybody else.
In their violence and viciousness have done us a favor.
And Islam would want us to do that, or we are to be killed.
The highest ever,
yeah, they are. I mean, it's just retarded.
Inflation would be soaring.
Yeah, he said,
levels. You know,
Iran is older than USA. Please beg for Iran and obey their rule and regulation. If not, your USA will become a history.
It's the highest in the history of our country.
Yeah.
And our nation
See, that's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
And transgender for everybody. That's where we would have been.
And those are the kind of people I don't even want in here. It's like, dude, grow up. The United States ain't going to bow.
And, you know, we are a party. Remember this.
We bow before Jesus, and that is it, because he is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords.
But we're a party of common sense. We are the party of common sense. Because whether you're conservative or liberal, it's really not about, it's really common sense. You need borders. You need education.
Cats are awesome. I love cats.
You want to buy a house. We're the party of common sense. We don't want to have men playing in women's sports. You got to look at some of the records. Weightlifting, a record that stood for 18 years in the women's category, was shattered by a male who came in and broke the record by 128 pounds.
My cat wants snacks.
You think that's good? That's not good. And he was a lousy weightlifter. As a man, he was a loser. Can you believe it?
He was a loser.
He felt awfully good. She felt awfully good about herself. But from now until November, we're going to fight. And I'm going to personally campaign for every one of you. We're going to go to win in midterms. We're going to have even bigger majorities in the House and the Senate than we have today. Going to help all of you. Americans saw the true and craven nature of congressional Democrats during my State of the Union, and we're not going to let that happen again. They really are. They're a party, and it's terrible.
You guys remember when Nancy Pelosi tore his State of the Union up right on stage, or right up on the podium, near the podium?
They'd fight a little bit, and but it doesn't seem to be happening that way. And this is before me. Because if you go back to Obama, he was a great divider. He
Basically, you're right, Gospel Buzz. Yeah, and those that support the Ayatollah, yeah.
But Obama was a terrible president. He was a divider.
The regular Iranian people are not guilty of anything but being under the oppression of a tyrant.
Aliens, high taxes, and putting America last.
And now their women can go to college. Their women can have families. You know, they got a long way to go still, but it can happen. I believe it will happen.
Put America first.
But there'll never be peace in the Middle East, no lasting peace until Jesus comes back.
So as we rebuild, it's going to come back very quickly. It's already back. I mean, it's back. It went down a little bit.
Scripture is obviously clear on that.
When I went on this excursion, as I call it, excursion into hell, excursion into a terrible place.
Yep.
When I went
I agree with you, Don.
Do something that for 47 years should have
They
been
need
done
the Lord, I'll tell you.
any of the other presidents.
We all do. That's just it. It's not a hypocrisy. We all need God.
They did it, but they didn't have the guts to do it.
Yeah, their women couldn't go to college. They had to wear those headdress things that you couldn't see them. You could see their eyes.
I thought the stock market would go somewhat
And it was done because it was said that other men would lust after their wives, so they covered them up. It's not their wife that has the problem. It's the men that have the problem. Jealousy
now we're going to finish it off. As we
is as
rebuild
cruel
the
as the
greatest
grave,
economy in
as
history,
cold
top
as the
priority
grave.
must be to bring down the cost of living.
And it's
And we
other
were
men
doing
that's
that,
lusting
and we are
after
doing
their
that
women. It's the men that have the problem. Don't punish the women for
You know,
it.
they had a
Give me a
phrase,
break.
all these phrases that they came up with, like they're the
Make
ones
the women put those over
that
their
caused
heads.
prices to go up. They had the highest prices, and we're bringing down the prices with the worst inflation, which has come way down. You know, the last 2 months or last 3 months actually, inflation was 1.4%. But we're ending high prices with tax cuts, deregulation, and frankly, again, the words common sense. For years, big insurance companies have gotten rich with our government, giving them hundreds of billions of dollars. And under the great health care plan, that's what we call it, capital G, capital H, capital
You mean
E.
Macho Man Randy Savage?
Great health care plan.
Macho Man
I'm urging
Randy
Congress
Savage.
to hold all payments to big
Oh
insurance
yeah,
companies,
dig it.
which are literally
Snap into a Slim Jim.
controlling the
I can't do
Democrat
them very
Party.
well. I tried
They
though.
have total control over the Democrats. That's why you can't make a deal with them. The
Where's
insurance
Angela?
companies have
I think
taken
she might be helping her husband,
trillions
maybe.
of dollars. I want this money to go directly to the American people so they can buy their own health care. And it's going to be better care at a lower cost, and you guys can do it.
She's not here right now.
You
She
can
must have had to
do
go.
it. Every time I mention that, it's like it goes viral. Give the money directly to the people so they can buy their own. You'll pay much
Okay,
less.
hey guys,
They'll pay
I'm going to
much
go ahead
less.
and go for now because I got to be live again in less than 2 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. I thought he'd be done speaking by now. So so I'm going to go ahead and end this here in a minute. I want to thank all of you.
1700%.
Hold on a minute.
As part of this plan, we also need to maximize price transparency.
I want to thank all of you for being in here tonight. Again, we will be back in 1 hour and about an hour and a half from now at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. That's 2 hours, just under 2 hours. I will be back with my best friend, my minister friend, and also Pastor Benjamin Kreitz of Commerce, Texas. And we'll be entertaining your biblical questions, and we may have a couple subjects to discuss together with all of you. And so I will see you here again at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And IDARV 100, thank you for the donations to the channel. We appreciate you being here. And I'm live. Like last week, I was live 25 times. So I'm live 10 to 25 times a week, preaching and teaching the gospel, but also reporting on the news and on the war. So we will see you guys at 10:30 p.m. And never forget, guys, that Jesus Christ is our great God and Savior. Thank you all for being here. I will see you at 10:30 p.m. right here on Mike Shriver Ministries. And also, by the way, Mary, thank you for being with us. And Don, everybody else, Gospel Buds. Appreciate y'all. See you soon. Here we go. Keyboard is acting up. I can't end yet. I'm trying. God bless y'all.